good evening, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. How are we doing? As you can see, I am still in my current office, which is my bed. But as always, we turn up, we show up, we put up, and we put on a show. Welcome to everyone that's coming in so far. Deep cheers for the shares. I am sure Don will be somewhere writing down these names for Saturday for some free spins. And imminently, I will be bringing in our resident guest and my Wednesday night dancing partner for a bit of this and a bit of that. If anyone wants to get involved, you know what to do. If you're new here, welcome. We will be getting Grant Collier in a minute, who is the universal medium. And if you've seen any of the YouTube videos, or if you've seen us live, you will know that if you're not fast, you're lost, and if you miss out, then you miss out. Any skeptics in the room, feel free to fire your questions. They will be answered. He might just tell you fuck off, but he might not. Does it sound like? Does it sound like? Oh. But I can't. But welcoming everyone. I'm just checking what we've got. We're up at 8. Deke, watch you don't get caught for so much tagging. James Martin, how you doing? So without further ado, I will bring in the man himself, and we will have a chat, and we will see where we go. Mark Hartfield is in. I believe I've already sent him a link, so hopefully he'll be joining us at some point for a reading. Shelley's at work; she'll be popping in and out. Captain Belland, how you doing? Captain Belland, he should get a reading. He is on YouTube tonight. So yeah, let's get him in.
Hello. Yeah, I'm doing well, mate. How's yourself?
Not bad, not bad. I need to turn it up a little bit because I can't hear you. That's better. So
yeah, sorry about the glitchiness tonight. I'm using my mum's office and her internet's a bit naff, if you know what I mean.
It's coming and going. It seems to be all right, and then it's we can hear you constantly. It's just the face. We're not too worried about the face, like.
Yeah, well, who'd be bothered about this face? You know what I mean?
Only a mother's office could love it. James Martin, good evening, Grant.
Evening, James. How are you doing?
Done with talking for now. Cheers, Deke. Appreciate that. Deke, you should get a reading as well, man. Not that he would understand you, but you should, because I've never heard anyone more Scottish, but although he's English, that's a different story. Who else we got? Can you behave? To Sean. Where is Sean? Have you even seen Sean? Oh, he's there. Do I have to behave? Sean never behaves. We're used to that. Are you? You're targeting me. Cool. Shelley Boone. Good evening, Grant.
Evening, Shelley. How you doing? Evening, Sean.
So, Hotman, if you're there, I ain't fucking English. You're born in England, that makes you English. Doesn't matter how Scottish you speak. I couldn't get link to work. I'm computer useless. You've got to copy and paste into your to Google or to Safari, and then it'll take in. Hotman, it is quite easy when you do it. So you can try it if you want, and when you get in, we'll get you up. DK is going live us because he's got a miserable face, like. But yeah, you can put your screen off and still come live, Deke. So if anyone would like a reading, anyone would like the cards, anyone at all, anyone has any questions, feel free. Mark is going to try again. Good man, good man. I don't know if you want to try and guide him in.
You have to send me a link so I can screen record and show him.
It's on. Hang on, let me just say hi to Randy. Sean Walker's watching. I'm just watching this one, guys, because we've got some new faces in as well.
James wants his card done. Shelley wants her cards done.
Shelley wants her cards done, and James Morton wants his cards done.
Okay.
Can James? Oh, hang on. Let me just send Orbs the link, and then she can distribute it. That one there.
I'm not sending the link because I'm coming in for my cards on them.
Is it better if they come in for their cards?
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Yeah, it'd be nice to have them in live if they can do that. That'd be brilliant.
Like I say, guys, you can cover your screens or whatever if you want. If you don't want your face on it, I'm just sending this to Haley. There you go. Oh. Right, so she's got link. Hartman, Kelly will message it and try and guide you in. Just put a bit of lube around it, you'll get straight in. Disgusting. Let me just put that back on. So I'm not getting the comments on that one. I'm just getting that's showing that we're frozen on there. On my thing. Let me just come out of there and go back in.
And they tonight have the beauty of the cards being read that I'm using tonight have read for many celebrities. These have read for Kerry Katona, Anton Beck. They've read for not One Direction. I didn't use the cards. I just gave them prediction. But who else? Oh, Danny Dyer. I've read for quite a few people with these cards, so they're going to be read with the cards I've used with a few celebrities.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Sarah's fine. So let's see who we can get. Or James first. Am I going on or James first? Whoever pops up, we will get in. James, try and follow the. Did you send it one time? Try and follow the link, and Hartman, if you want your reading, try and follow that link and come in. When you're in, you're in. And in the top of your box, there'll be a little 3 dots. If you press it, you can put your camera on or off, wherever you prefer. It'd be good to see some people with their faces also, so we can get live reactions and stuff like that. That'd be cool.
Yeah, that'd be brilliant.
But either way, it's all good. And keep your eyes peeled for future announcements, boys and girls. There will be some new stuff coming very soon. I'm sure you'll all be very, very interested in. We won't let anything out at the moment, but we will come to you with some worldly announcements.
Oh yeah.
Do you want me just to tell them that you two are getting together?
I don't want to tell them that we're an item yet.
Yeah. We're having a secret affair, mate.
Yeah, we've not told Michael about that yet.
No. You haven't even told Kelly that yet.
I already knew. Change the way you kiss me.
Oh wow! I can't remember the last time you kissed me. How's it going, James? How are you getting on? are you managing to get through? And Heartman, how are you managing? Is he messaging? When you do it for the first time, guys, it's a bit.
I wonder if Dave comes through.
But when you go on, you go on. Yeah, you never know. You never know.
You little bastard.
Do you want to, while we're waiting for them to come in, do you want to jump on and get them to do a.
I'm sat right here. There's no point me putting my mic on you doing that.
What does Kelly want a card reading?
Yeah, well, recently, as you know.
Yeah.
She's wondering if he might come.
Oh, okay. So more to do with mediumship than cards, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So
You can put my camera on if you want.
she wants to connect with her uncle, yeah? And wants to connect with him and the situation to do with the passing as well. So come in, Kelly. Okay, come in. We can't see you.
Yeah.
Can only see, we can't see you. We want a reaction. Oh, look, there's a hand to the side of you. Okay, Kelly. Your uncle that passed, was he one of 3 brothers?
No.
Oh, was that a no?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, was she one of 3 siblings?
No.
So he's talking about 3, as in 3, one of 3 children. So if he had 3 children, or there's 3 children around him, does that make sense?
No.
That's really strange. Okay, right. So why is he giving me 3? Okay, so also with him, he's giving me a March link. So I don't know if it's a birthday or anniversary to him at all. Do you know that?
I'm not sure.
Okay, and who's Rod or Rodney?
I don't know. His dad was called Brindley, but I'm not sure of Rodney.
His name's who?
They robbed his knee, but
Oh, that me. So I might not have your uncle. It might not be who I'm picking up on. So where's the Rod or the Rodney or the Rod in the family?
don't think there is one, to be honest.
Well, I hope I'm with you. So when I get yeah, definitely Rodney, because they're showing me Rodney out of Only Fools and Horses. Not that that's who it is here. I ain't got Nicholas Lyndhurst coming in through. But what I'm saying is, like, they've got the name Rodney coming in somewhere, or Rod. So would there have been a connection to him, to that name, do you know?
Possibly.
Not with his...
He was quite well known, so it could possibly, but I'm not too sure.
Oh, okay. So it might just be that he's showing me Nicholas Lyndhurst. He didn't have a connection with him, did he?
Who?
Del Boy.
Rodney out of Del Boy.
He looks a bit like fucking Rodney.
Does he?
Maybe
Maybe that was his nickname. I don't know, but he's giving me that feeling. Right, it's something about March link anniversary as well. So that normally is a birthday, because his passing time wasn't in that obviously. But I know that when I get this feeling that this was unknown up to the point. So I'm getting the feeling like there was no pre-energy of understanding of what was going on right to the very end. Do you understand that?
Mm-hmm.
So there was no real build up to it. It was just very sudden at the end, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, something hasn't been sorted yet, or something's still going through the process. So I don't know if that's his funeral, but I know the funeral's been done, yeah? So it's not about that. So it's something about, like, something hasn't been sorted around the energy of his passing, or there's something here about, like, clarifying the true understanding of what was going on to the build-up of where it affected his liver. Does that make sense?
Yes and no. He didn't die. Technically, he didn't die of his liver, but there was liver
That
damage.
makes sense to me, because it's like question marks over that exact field. So was there any sepsis involved?
Yeah.
Because I'm getting sepsis, and I know that that is the major part of what took him more than the liver. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
And would you understand that I don't know where the sepsis took hold, but did that go also into the stomach? Do you know?
Yeah.
Because I'm getting sepsis, but I'm running it through they're showing me the intestinal side of things. Do you understand that?
Uh-huh.
And I know that attacked him more, from what I'm being told, than the actual situation to do with his liver.
Uh-huh.
But was there cancer in the liver?
No, it was cirrhosis of the liver.
Okay, I just know that I'm getting a darkness in the liver, and that normally is either cancer or cirrhosis. But I know that with it, that wasn't the main area of what caused the passing. This is more to do with sepsis down in the stomach area. And that's what took him over, is what I'm being told. Now, I don't know what this is. We keep talking about 8 o'clock. So did he pass it at 8 o'clock in the morning or in the evening?
They took his oxygen at 8 o'clock, but he lasted till 5.
Okay, so he started his transition around 8 o'clock, is what I'm being told. So there is definitely a change in his energy. I know he's fine. He's made his transition, is what I'm being told. I'm going to ask you this. Who to him is Helen?
Do you know, I've got a funny feeling you're not with Dave. I've got a funny feeling you're with my dad's biological dad.
Okay, because there's something about Helen.
Yeah.
Was that a sister? Was that like an auntie?
Yeah, I don't know my dad's biological side of the family, but there is. His biological dad has got a sister called Helen, and I've got a funny feeling he was called Rod.
Right, because it means that I've got 2 energies coming in. I've got your uncle, but the other one's trying to force forward. So this could be. Is your biological father passed?
Yeah, I don't know him. I wouldn't want to speak to him in the fucking Conkin rotten hell for all I would know.
Yeah, I understand that, honey. I'm sorry. Sometimes they just force their way through. So I've got to say to you that I've got the name Rod or Rodney.
I'm sure he is called Rodney.
And I know that I've got a sister or something called Helen. And I know that when I get that feeling, there's also and this is a name you don't hear very often. It could be like a grandmother on that side or somebody on that side. But who's Audrey?
Fuck knows.
Right, hold them names, because I'm getting them all over on that side of the family somewhere, right? Yeah. But I know that I should be talking about one of 3 brothers. Does that make sense to you, where your biological father is?
No, because there was 4.
Right, is there still 3 alive?
Say that again.
Is there still 3 uncles alive, do you know?
I've got 3 uncles that are still alive, but there's my dad's one of 6, 7, 6.
Okay, but you understand about 3 uncles alive, yeah?
I've got 3 uncles alive, yeah.
Okay, so I've got a couple of energies coming in here, and this is where we're getting a little bit of crossover, if that makes sense. But it's like they're coming in together. I was trying to focus on the uncle, but then I got the Rodney coming and this connection to the sister Helen. And I know that when I get this feeling, I've got to say to you that I completely understand why you won't want him to come forward. And there's a lot of things there of memory of wanting to forget about your father when you were younger. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to go into detail live over YouTube, but it would be very concerning if I brought up the messages of what was happening back then. Does that make sense to you?
No.
You don't understand that. So would you understand that also, I don't know what this is, but there's also a question mark over the energy of like, I don't know if it's a sibling or you, but a question mark over an unlegitimate child. Does that make sense to you?
A what?
An unlegitimate child, which means either there's a sibling out there that you don't know about.
Quite possibly, my mum's a slut.
Okay.
Who
on that side? and it's not the one in the chat room. Who on that side is Mark?
I've got a cousin called Mark.
Okay, is that on your dad's side?
Yeah.
Now, I don't know. This is where it gets a bit weird, all right? So, one of your cousins, I'm hoping I get this right somewhere. There's a question mark over a cousin being connected to your father. Does that make sense to you?
No.
Right. I don't know what that means, but it's like almost like I'm getting the big. You know, I said about unlegitimate child or something. There's something about that energy of like a situation where Mark, I'm getting the word Mark, means again, unlegitimate child. So was your cousin Mark question marked about him and whose father or mother was?
I'm not too sure. I'll have to ask my dad.
Okay, you'll have to find that out. I don't exactly know what I'm getting with that, but I'm piecing it together of what's being said. Do you understand what I mean?
Hmm.
Now, your sorry, I'm still with him, but your biological father gives me the feeling that he's misunderstood. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That there is things that were said about your father that isn't true. Does that make sense to you?
To a certain aspect, yeah.
Okay. Now, your father comes over and apologizes for not being in your life. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
And I know that when I changed that energy, he talks back to the time of when you were 7 years old. Does that make sense to you?
Possibly.
Around the time of 7 is where I feel like that separational link comes in. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And where that was a very complicated time, he tells me, about where things were at that time and where you probably last felt that energy of connection with your father. Do you understand?
Yeah, but my dad's still alive, so.
That's fine. So somebody else is giving me the message.
Right,
Do you
okay,
understand that? You understand that about your dad?
Yeah.
So who's Rodney?
I'm pretty sure my dad's biological dad was called Rodney, but I never met the bloke. I never knew nothing about him.
Right, there you go. So that's who's giving me the message from the spirit world, but they're talking about where your life is with your father. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Okay. So that he's saying sorry, and the reason why your biological father's saying sorry is because he feels like he couldn't have helped you for a situation where you are now with it all. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So that's why he's come forward. And I know that sometimes I can't control who comes in. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And I know that I want to give you that love over from the spirit world, from your father, biological father, to say that I am around you. I do understand. And I want to let you know that I do care, even though you may not feel that that was the case.
He's still alive though.
So somebody over here is telling me that, and it's the Rodney.
Mm.
So Rodney's still alive, is it?
No.
Rodney's dead. My dad's called Simon. Simon's still alive, but my dad's biological dad, I'm pretty sure he was called Rodney, but I didn't know him because I got brought up with Dave's dad, my Uncle David's dad being, so my dad's stepdad pretty much being my.
Right, there you go. So even though that's the case, he's talking about your life, okay, but he's talking about where he wasn't in your life and he's sorry for that. Do you understand that?
Tell Rodney to go fuck himself. Sorry. I know that's a bit thingy, but
that's fine. You're allowed to do that. You know, you can have your opinion, but I just know that I've got Rodney over here trying to put that message across, and you take it in the way that you ever want to take it. I want to say this to anybody that I do this particular reading for, and it comes forward in this situation. He understands that. He's just letting you know that even though that's the case, he's around you and he wants to let you know that he's sorry for not being there in your life.
Mm-hmm.
All right? He overrid the energy of your uncle. Sorry, so that's where I was getting the mismatched connection. He was talking about your life with your father on this life, and then he's giving me that feeling of like you haven't had it easy where fathers are concerned. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah. He makes up for it today, though, so that's all that matters.
Okay, well, bless your heart, darling. That's not easy, but I just know that from what I'm being given, there is a love coming over here. What you do with that feeling and where you are with that, I totally understand, but I've got to give that message over from him. Now, have you got a sister?
Yeah.
Is that connected on the same blood level? No. No, it's not. So your sister is different blood level from Rodney, yeah?
Yeah. Completely different.
Is she a complete bitch?
Yeah.
Does she not respect you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's a shame, because I don't know why I want to say this, but it feels like they're saying to me here, you've done a lot for her in one point. For her to turn this way hurts, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
And I know that within that, I'm being given over from the energy of this Rodney, okay, that you don't have to let it worry you because you're the better person.
Always am.
Did she put a bridge apart? Did she put a bridge between you and your mother?
Pretty much.
Okay. And I know that within that, I'm getting the feeling that that broke down something also with your mother as well. Do you understand that?
Mm-hmm.
But I do know that I want to say to you that sometimes we can't choose family, is what I'm being told. But you have what you have around you is special. And I know that within that energy, sometimes we don't always need that family connection. But I know that with you, you've had to be very independent. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
And there is a proudness coming over here, even as much as I know that you don't want to hear it from your biological father. He's very proud of you, and he regrets that energy of not being in your life.
Washing.
So, I've just heard the name Reggie, and he said that Reggie is over here and he's growing quick. Okay, growing up fast. And I know that with that, I'm being told that, oh, I don't know why, but he's got beautiful green eyes. And I'm being told that he loves you with all his heart. And I know that Reggie says that he's around his sister a lot. And I'm with my sister. I'm with Harper. He says, I'm with her. I'm overlooking her. Okay. And I know that when he tells me this, he says to me here, okay, I'm seeing like footprints or handprints in a plaster cast.
Right.
And I'm seeing like the scan photograph. Do you understand this?
Yeah.
But I know that very much he wants to let you know, I love you, mummy. I keep hearing it in my ear. And I just know that he says to me here, I don't know why he's saying it, but he said, please don't blame yourself, mummy, for this situation. Don't blame you. Okay? Don't blame you for this. So you obviously feel like you've taken it on board that you felt responsibility for his passing.
Mm-hmm.
And he says to me here, don't blame you, mummy. I love you with all my heart, and I'm okay. And I'm with my family over here. Okay. And thank you. He says, I'll be waiting for you, mummy.
I've been waiting a fucking long time.
Yeah, I've been waiting for you, Mummy. He said, we will see each other again. Okay. Like, I don't know what this is, but I'm going to ask you, have you got twins in the family, Kelly?
I'm pretty sure my nan was a twin.
I've got a funny feeling, which is interesting. I've got a funny feeling somewhere you either lost a twin or you lost one child as well that never formed. Does that make sense?
Possibly.
I don't know if you're going to know that or not, because it may have been very early stages where one of them would have passed.
Uh-huh.
Do you understand that at all?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I want to relate that weirdly around Reggie. So I don't know if you felt that. I don't know if they felt that they may have picked up 2 heartbeats while Reggie was still in the womb.
Not that I'm aware of.
But I feel like I want to say he's one of 2. It's really weird.
Oh. Well, I
And if it's not with him, then that other energy of the twin is with him. But it would have been through another pregnancy. Does that make sense? So one of your other children could possibly have been a twin, but one never made it, and it was very early loss.
no. I'm not even. I can't even go into that online.
But do you understand that?
You're on you're all right on the button, but she can't.
But it's with a different. It's nothing to do with Reggie.
That's fine. I won't go to too much detail as long as you understand what that message is. Yeah.
Kinda.
Okay, as long as you understand it. But I just know that there's like a twin that died, and he's over with your son Reggie.
Was it a girl?
Well, I said him, so I feel like it was a boy.
Oh, you're the first to tell me that then. But I don't. I've always been told there was a girl with him. But
Okay, well, I'm just. He said he's with me, so I'm only going to go with what I hear.
Yeah.
But there's definitely a feeling like of a twin energy over in the spirit world. Now, I know that when I get this feeling, there's also a feeling. I don't know why I want to say that. It's really random and weird. Who was it that played the piano?
Harper plays the piano when we're in hospital.
Okay, Harper plays the piano or the organ, yeah?
Yeah, when we're in hospital.
Because it's like something about like being with the person that plays the piano. And I feel like he's talking about like him being around Harper and something about the piano. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And she's pretty good at it, is what I'm being told.
No, it's awful.
Well, I'm being told here that he's around her anyway, and there's a lot of healing coming down for Harper.
Thank God for that.
And I know that he just wants to let you know that he's around you. Okay, he's growing up now. So how old will he be now? 7?
Yeah. It'd be 7 this year.
It tells me he'll be 7. And I know that, you know, when I look at him, he's actually got very fair hair. It's like a light mousy brown. But he's got green eyes. Why would he have green eyes?
I don't know. I've got blue eyes. Harper's got blue eyes. His sperm got blue eyes.
Apparently he's got green eyes, so I don't know what that's about. But yeah, he's got lovely, beautiful green eyes. Okay. And is there a Thomas in the family?
No.
Or is that a surname, Thomas?
Possibly on my granddad's side, but not that I know of. There isn't any Thomases.
Okay, I'm just being told that he's with a Thomas in the spirit world, so I don't know who Thomas is.
God knows.
But I know that he's fine, so I just know that he's around. So just hold the names, hold the messages. Don't worry if you don't understand all them names straight away. But just hold it anyway. And he's showing me a cross, which normally means that he's saying you to keep faith or keep your faith. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Something about keeping faith.
You should probably write on camera.
That's right.
Card.
Not 1 minute, my laptop's about to die. Why is it dying? Very strange. So it's that about keeping faith, all right? So make sure you keep your faith. They're giving you the cross. Okay. I'm now being given, I'm hearing something, but he's giving me something, and I'm seeing it like twinkle, twinkle, little star. How I wonder what you are.
Mm-hmm.
Is that something that's like around him or around words that's been put to him or something?
Mm-hmm.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star, wonder what you are or something.
Mm-hmm.
But you would understand the lyrics and the words that of memory or something you would link with him. Does that make sense to you? What's that? I can't see that.
That's his picture, and it's got Twinkle Twinkle Little Star on it.
There's a picture.
Get the shit out of here.
I promise you. Oh, you're gonna have to do it. I can't put my arm
Oh
up.
my God.
No, but the full picture is Finley and Maisie.
Get the shit out of here. I just heard the words twinkle, twinkle, little star.
And that was in 2018, that picture.
Give us here, guys.
That's fucking incredible. Sorry, that as a medium, that's just fucking blown me away as well. So, like, yeah, a wow moment. It's like, fuck me, this is a wow moment. Look, take this as him being around you and validating everything that I've said. Even though there's some things there you may not understand, just take them anyway. And know that your uncle's fine, I'm being told, but I've lost his connection now. But Michael's just letting me know that your uncle's fine. He sends his love over. I get a very jolly soul with him, even though he's a little bit crazy. I don't know what that's about.
Yeah. Call him a bastard. I'm telling you now, he'll come right back to you.
Yeah, he's around. He's just letting everybody know that he's all right, but he was a crazy fucker.
Yep.
Totally up his head.
Mm-hmm.
Michael just said to me, he reminds me of Eyeball Paul.
Who's Eyeball Paul?
Yeah, the crazy DJ in Kevin and Perry's thing.
Yeah, 100%.
Eyeball Paul, and he puts the vodka in his eye. That's why they call him Eyeball Paul.
There's been plenty of times I've seen that country. Yep.
So it hits the spot more, doesn't it? Apparently, with the alcohol.
Him and my dad always used to do that.
So that's why it's called. That's why he says he's a bit like Eyeball Paul. But I'm going to leave his love with you, darling, because I know that they're separating over here, and I'll leave Reggie's love with you, and unfortunately Rodney's as well. But I just wanted to come forward and let you know they are around you. Please, I'm going to say, I don't know why I'm saying this. I don't know why I've got to say this because I know you already are, but I'm going to say this. Maybe you feel like somewhere you're failing. Honey, you're a great mum. All right.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a real heartfelt feel with this. That you're a great mum, and please know this. Please don't think you failed. Why would they say that? Do you understand that?
Yep.
Please don't think it is what I'm being told. They're saying you're a great mum. Don't think you failed. All right?
Mm-hmm.
And they want to leave you with that message. They want to leave you with that, Kelly, and say, look, come on. You're a good mum. You haven't failed. All right?
Mm-hmm.
I'll leave their love with you, darling. I hope that that's helped you. That large message has helped you. She ain't in tears there, Wilson, is she?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, bless her heart. Sorry to make you cry, but I understand why the message came forward. Wow, what a beautiful message, and what a beautiful bit of validation. Shit, that's mental. What I love about Spirit, I just had this conversation on another show. Spirit never failed to get that message across. However hard it can be sometimes, it never fails to come across. And that's what I love about working with the spirit world. They're bloody clever at getting that message across. And that validation was just bang on the money. That was like, shit, that even blew me away. So it's mental, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Absolutely radio rental.
So, guys, Shelley, if you want your cards done, jump on while we're waiting. James Martin, you can keep try again. If you click when it comes up, if you click the Facebook thing, you've got to have your Facebook open in another page, so that it can just verify that it's you, and then it will bring you in. Hotman, same. I don't know if you want to try again, because it'd be good to get you on. Shelley, if you want to get your cards done, jump on. You've had readings and that, but I don't think you've had your cards done. So,
right, my laptop died because I just realised I forgot to put the fuse back in the plug. What a dinkle!
A dinkle.
What a dinkle! Okay,
Well,
carry on.
That's one of the more
you
teamwork.
carry on getting them in, mate, and I'm just going to see if I can put a new fuse in this plug.
Yeah, give it a share, guys. Give it a share. Get tagging if you can. On the other pages as well. Let's get some bodies in. I wanted to get a Hotman in, man.
You want to get who?
Mark Hartfield, Hotman. Wanted to get him in, and James Martin as well, but I'm done. I want to know where fuck Dan is. See if he's gaming. I'll slap him in for the knife. I swear to God. Let me just talk quick.
Yeah, we have power. Right. I love my mum's office. Like, I've got no fuse. Literally, she's got a load of screwdrivers right next to the thing. Opened up a spare lamp and nicked the fuse out of it. Wicked.
That would be Shelley. Shelley, let me just bring her up. I'll just pull you down a minute. And there's Shelley. She's had her readings in the last month or whatever, but she wants her cards tonight.
Okay, brilliant.
Can you hear me?
Coming in live.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, that's all right.
Hi, Shelley.
Hello, Grant. You all right?
I'm not bad, love. Not bad at all. How are you doing?
I'm all right, thanks.
She wants the
Plodding
Queen
on.
of Hearts.
You
the
sound
Ace
a bit.
of Clubs.
You sound a bit low in your energy, babe.
Just
Are
plodding
you
on, innit?
tired?
Hey?
You feel exhausted?
Yeah, I'm always tired.
Too much sex.
Okay, right, Kelly. Just go. I'm going to pull some cards for you, darling. All right? Because I know you want
Sure.
a card reading.
Shall we?
Right.
Okay.
Just quickly. I'm getting work changes or something coming up with work changes. Have you been thinking about changing your job?
No.
Right. So there's something. If it's not changing job, I'm being given there's new doors opening where work's concerned. If that makes sense.
Okay.
Right. Do you work with people?
Quiet. He was Irish. He was
Sorry. Do you work with people, darling?
Take them in your room.
Hold on a minute. I'm back 2 minutes.
All right. No worries.
She's at work at the moment. So.
Oh, is she?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. I can
Yeah.
hear you.
Yeah. Yeah, go
Right.
on.
Do you work with people,
Yeah.
as in like caring or something?
Yeah, support worker.
That's what I'm getting. Right. So has you understand somewhere about they've been talking about changes around the work and stuff? Yeah.
Yeah, there is a few changes. Yeah, the manager, we're going to have a new manager.
Right. Well, there's something about like shifting pattern of changes and something to do with changing slightly the pattern of your work because there's new opportunities coming up. I don't know if you can see my camera, but this is about you, obviously, with your wand in your hands. It's all about work, and I've got new door opening, new opportunities coming in. So there's something about like knowing where you are with your position of work and understanding that there's something here about changing slightly the position of your work. And something about having more control over what you're doing. Does that make sense?
Okay.
What I mean by that is that there's something here about like you getting more leeway about what you want to do with your work than where you are now. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Right, but that's coming in. So there's a lot of change coming in. Would you understand that this may have already sort of been touched on already?
No.
Right. Well, it's coming in soon then. So there's something changing around November time. So when's this new boss or manager coming in?
We don't know. They've advertised for a new manager at the minute.
Right. Well, you'll know by November is what I'm being told where that comes in. Are you unhappy with the workplace though at the moment?
Yes.
Yeah. I do. We do get a bit stressed out here, to be fair.
Yeah, I'm getting that because the devil card comes. So even though you're good at what you do, I'm not taking nothing away from this, but what Spirit are trying to say to me here is, do you feel sometimes that you are in a position where you feel that you aren't able to feel that you're confident to do the job?
No.
Okay, then don't worry. I'm trying to get this message across. So there's something about your feelings over the energy of where things are. This may be the future, so it may not be now. So there's a new position coming in, and it may mean that something about that new position or situation may make you feel uncomfortable. I actually want to thrust you into a management situation.
Hello.
So they may be giving you more responsibility of management or something. Does that make sense?
Okay.
So don't be surprised if they're trying to find a manager. They may ask you to go into that position. Does that make sense to you?
Wow, there's no way I'll be doing that. No
Well,
way.
yeah, but then but what I'm being told, they haven't got much options, so they may be asking you to fill in for a while. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Hold that and remember that. Now, I don't know, I'm getting it, but look, the world card comes out. So it's saying to you here somewhere, I feel this should be good for you. So it means that there's something coming up that would be good for you. And then the Hermit card says you're being guided to go down that road somewhere. So definitely feel like you may think that it might be temporary, but I actually feel like it'll be a full-time position. but there will be something coming up with some training as well. So I don't know if you may not know any of this yet, and this is part of where clairvoyancy comes in. It's about the future and stuff that you don't know. So there is something coming up there that's going to be very much in your favour where work's concerned, is what I'm being told. So it's all happening for a reason. All right.
Okay.
Now, I don't know what I mean by that, but you're pulled from pillar to post. So are you like mobile as a carer?
No, I'm in a home.
Right. So there's what I mean by that. Then there's something about moving you to in the home. There's something about movement around the energy, or there's shift pattern within that feeling. Do you do a lot of nights?
I do night shifts, yeah.
Right. I got a feeling that shift pattern's changing your hourly time. So there's something about like changing it maybe from days or something. Do you understand that?
Okay.
Going to sleep and say,
Yeah.
Well, if you don't know that, you probably will know that in time. Are you having to deal with somebody? It's a lovely lady, bless her heart. Are you having to deal with a lady that is suffering quite a bad COPD?
Yes.
We've got a man with COPD, yeah.
Okay, a man. I've got a lovely lady in the spirit world. Is his wife passed?
Yeah.
I've got a lady coming in here and saying having to deal with somebody with COPD. I thought we were talking about it was her. And I don't know if is he quite a weighty man? Is he quite big?
Yeah, he's got a big belly, isn't he? But he's not big, like all round, is he?
Okay, so I don't know what this is, but I'm getting the name Margaret or Maggie. So I don't know if that's his wife's name. But I feel like, oh God, I don't want to say this, but I feel like, would you understand he's in quite a bad way?
Yeah, we know, yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
I'm being
in a
told
bad
he's
way.
on borrowed,
Yeah.
he's on borrowed time. So I know that I know from what I'm getting that she's preparing for his passing. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So his COPD he's in a real bad way, bless his heart.
Yeah, because he keeps smoking and smoking.
Did they try to move him or something?
Did they try to what?
Had they tried to move him to another home, or did they try to move him or something?
No, he moved from another home. He didn't really want to come here. But
That makes sense. That makes total sense. I'm getting something about movement from another home and a situation of struggle. She's trying to give me this feeling like, you know, he's a good soul. Don't get me wrong, he's a good soul, but he's just awkward. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
She says he always bloody was. Has he got glasses?
He doesn't wear them all the time, but yeah, he has to wear them for reading and things like that.
Okay. Right, bear with me. And I don't know if does his name begin with an R, like Ron or Roger or something?
No.
It's who?
No, it starts with K.
Okay, there's something to do with like an R name, so I don't know what that is. What's his surname?
Tweed.
No, it's not what I'm getting. So I don't know where I'm getting that, but I'm just getting a lovely lady talking about him like his wife's in the spirit world. She's been gone a little while. Do you know much information about her?
I know she died. Was it last November, Kate? It was last November, wasn't it? Or the November before?
That's why she's coming forward, because it's coming up to her anniversary.
Yeah.
And if you look there, has he got the picture of her in his room?
Yeah.
And I know that she says that she stands by him, but I don't know what it is. But like, has he been moaning about like the pillows or something?
No.
Like something about his pillows. If this isn't happening, he's gonna moan about his pillows or something about he wants like an extra pillow, or his pillows are too low. Does that make sense?
Okay.
If you don't know that, you will know that. I don't know why she's come forward, but I was doing your cards and she stepped in. But I do know from what I'm being given here, look, happy families, love, relationship. The Ten of Cups is about, fulfillment in love, connection, relationship, wish come true, all creature comforts and all that. There is the Four of Swords here as well about an imprisonment, looking back. So you do some reflection from time to time. Do you understand this?
Yeah.
I think that this is more about worrying. This isn't about Sean or anything. Do you understand? I mean, this is worrying about the letdowns in the past and just knowing, and they're reassuring you here that you won't have that again. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because this is solid. You're not going to lose him, even though you know that. It's like they're just reassuring you. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because I think you've gone through quite a hard time somewhere within a situation going back. Do you understand this?
Yeah.
Was that controlling?
Narcissistic more than anything.
Right, narcissistic control.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
look, they're saying to you here, there's the star card. So the star card comes out and says, look, if you look at this card, it's like looking back at the devastation. So that's in the past. There's the crumbling tower, but the universe has got something beautiful in store for you. So it's basically saying where you are with everything now. Is there anything else, Michael, I've got to give to her? Yeah, they're just saying, look, take a risk. The full card is all about taking a risk and taking a leap of faith.
Yeah.
So definitely, whatever your plans are for the future with Sean and everything, just keep taking a risk. You'll be fine. All right?
Yeah.
It's all going to be all right. Is there anything else you want to ask me quickly with the cards?
No.
Brilliant.
No.
We've covered everything. But look, you've got good cards there, babe. Everything seems okay. There's not really much more to add other than there's nothing wrong with your hair. Why do you want to change it?
Yeah.
Your hair, yeah. Did you talk about wanting to change the colour?
No. No.
Cut it or something? What's that about?
No. I was talking about going blonde the other day, but and then like my son was like, no, he said, because blondes are for boys, mum. He said brunettes are for men.
That's it.
No,
That's
okay,
what I'm getting. Don't change the colour of your hair because it's all right the way it is.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right.
That's apparently what he's doing. No.
Oh,
Brunette,
dear,
keep it
sorry. It's all right. It's all right. Spirits just laughed in my ear. I think Michael did. I think it was my guide. He said, don't change it. It's the same colour as your pubes. Sorry, he's funny like that. Yeah. So he said you'll be a mismatch.
Yeah, but my pubes are ginger, so
We just don't charge too much info. I don't want to know that. Yeah. So there you go, mate. Listen, one thing I will say to you, it's something like burning the candle both ends. Please try and get some rest, yeah?
yeah.
Because you're working through the evenings and nights and you still feel like you can't sleep through the daytime. Does that make sense?
I never sleep through the day. It's terrible. I'll go to bed and I'm within an hour, I'm awake.
You need some rest time, honey. I'm feeling a bit deflated in your energy. But I know that when I get this feeling, I want to say to you that, you know, if you can't, you need a couple of days break. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You need some time out just to rest and get some
Sean needs to leave. Well, tell Sean he needs to leave me alone in the bedroom.
No, he does. Yeah, he said.
Yeah, let me rest.
Yeah, leave your backside alone.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ! And no wonder you don't bloody sleep. Okay, I'll leave that with you, Shelley. I hope that makes sense. But they are basically more focusing on your work and what's something coming up with the changes, all right? Oh, she's gone.
I lost you there.
Oh,
right,
yeah,
I'll go in then. I'll see you back in the comments.
Righto, no worries.
All right, thank you.
Don't work too hard. See you later.
I'll try not to.
Right, we've got James has managed to get in, James Martin, for a reading.
Brilliant.
So we'll fire him up. Good evening.
Hi, James. How you doing, mate?
You hear me? I'm all right. You?
I've got his vaping.
You hear me?
Look.
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
I wish I bloody could in here, but you know what I mean. I'm in my mum's house. I can't smoke, vape, or anything in here. Okay, James, this is really interesting, mate. You're a bit sceptical, yeah?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay, really weirdly though, I'm being given here, and this is a strange thing to give somebody that's a little bit sceptical. You're actually quite open to spirit, you know.
Yeah.
So do you get a lot of intuitive energy, like you know things before they happen?
Yes.
I believe that you have a sort of a gift there. Weirdly, I know it sounds really weird to say it, but there's things you know you
Yeah.
should know. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
And I actually believe, and it's really weird because I don't say this to everybody, but I actually believe that you could actually do this job.
It's funny you should say that because my mother actually went to see a psychic years ago and they said the same.
And I'm telling you now, Mark, right? You know, it's a weird thing because, like I said, I don't always say this to people, but I'm definitely being given this by my guide Michael. My guide Michael says to me, "You had the gift that comes down from your grandmother."
Right.
And I believe that grandmother was actually on your father's side, not your mother's side.
All right.
So I
Right.
don't know how much you know about that. I can hear a bit of an accent there. Are you down from South Wales?
Yes.
Is that around Cardiff?
Swansea.
Swansea. But you're down
Swansea
by,
Valley.
you're down. I'm being taken down that way. Hold up a minute. Are you near Morriston Roundabout?
Close.
I'm being drawn down that way to like near Morriston Roundabout and up in the Rhondda Valley, you know?
Sort of near the valley, sort of down the
Near
valleys.
Carmarthenshire.
No, down a little bit, down the other way.
Okay, just quickly, Mark, who's Tony?
It's James.
Sorry, James. James, who's Tony?
Tony. Tony
he's
was
not-
married.
He's not family, but he's in the spirit world. Do you understand that?
Yeah. Yeah, I get that, yeah. He
Do
was
you
my
understand-
grandfather's friend.
Was he weren't a mechanic or tinkered with cars, did he?
No.
So why is he showing me? I don't know how old you are, but do you understand something about like an old Mark Terescal?
Yes.
Was that like a Mexico or something?
No.
But you understand it all being lowered and all done up and
Yeah.
customised, yeah?
Yeah.
Was that connected with Tony?
No.
But did you have one?
No.
So somebody around's got this. You're talking about somebody of a memory back with a Mark Terescal, if that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know where I'm going with that. And who's Dan or Danny or Daniel
Daniel.
or Danny? Back in at that time around the Mark Terescal.
Don't know.
This is
Not
interesting.
sure.
Somebody's lost their life in a car accident. So you knew somebody that had a connection of a crash or something? Going back a long time ago.
Yes, but not losing their life.
Okay, but you understand something about like the accident, and this is somebody that I've got somebody in the spirit world. I don't know if this is Tony, but talking about all that energy of memories going back around situations that was happening when you were a bit younger. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
So Tony wasn't family, but was he married in?
No, he was a family friend.
Oh, that makes sense. Because I'm just getting the feeling like he was not family, but he was like family. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
Did he have a brain? Did he have something going on with his head, or was there a brain injury?
Yes.
Because I want to go. If you watch me on camera, I'm actually doing this to the back of my head. Do you understand that it was at the back of his head?
Yeah.
Was that created like a blow or something hitting his head? Do you know?
It could have been. I think it was. Yes.
Because I know that he's giving me this feeling like on the back of my head, like something. It feels like something hit me. If not, it's like a really sharp pain of injury or internal. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
But I know that whoever he is, he's a good man. I like his energy. And you knew him very well. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
And he's sending a lot of love to family. Did he connect on the female side of the family? Did he like have on the female side of the family, like
Yes.
mum or sister? You understand that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's sending love to your mum. I just heard that.
Right.
And letting you know that he thinks the world of your mum.
Yeah.
All right, he just wants you to send a message over to mum quickly and say hello to
Mhm.
you as well. He said to me, bloody hell, he said, you've grown up. So he's like, this was a long time ago since you've seen him, yeah?
Yeah. Very long time ago.
I know. He says, like, you've grown up. He said you're a bit like a chip off the old block. Are you like your dad?
Yes. Very much.
He says, you're just like your old man. You're a chip off the old block, he said. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there a Colin in the family?
No. No Colin. No.
Or Carl? There's a Carl or a Colin?
Carl was my sister's ex-husband.
That makes sense. I'm getting the Carl. I'm hearing Carl. I thought it was short for Colin. So I'm getting Carl and talking about like fucking hell, who's a nightmare, isn't he? Carl.
Yeah, I guess I am.
Fucking hell, mate. What a nightmare he is. I've just been told by Tony, God, he's a fucking nightmare, isn't he? He's always has been.
Yeah.
But I got the thing saying about him being wised up now, or he's wised up a bit. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So he's calmed down a bit as Carl, yeah?
Yeah. Very much so.
I don't know what this is, but I'm being given like, is there like I don't know if it's your mum's house or whatever, but do you understand like a house with like a green out in the front of it? Like, I don't know if it's a field or a play area. Does that make sense to you?
No.
So I don't know if that's where Tony looked at his house or whatever, but I'm seeing like a play field or something there, or that's where you are. I don't know what that is, but he's showing me that. And it's somewhere nearby, would be in Wales, there'd be like a football pitch or a rugby pitch nearby. Does that make sense to you?
Yes. Yeah.
And be around that somewhere. It's not like just a play field with that on. Is there like a supermarket nearby or something nearby that particular playing field?
Yeah.
Is that around you or is that around the memory? Does that make sense?
No, it's around here. It's around me.
Okay. Would you understand? Oh, this is weird. This is really strange. This. Would you understand somebody around? I don't know how many years ago this was. This might have been recently. But did a child go missing down there?
No. Almost.
Yeah, one was almost abducted.
Something about like a child go missing, or there's something to do with like a murder or an abduction. Does that make sense?
Almost abduction.
It was almost an abduction, yeah.
That makes sense to me. I don't know what I'm getting it, but I'm getting like the child nearly got abducted. Was that recently?
A couple of years.
About a year and a half ago.
That's recent to me. That weren't like years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And do you understand? I don't know how much information you know about this, but did you understand like the person that abducted him or her?
Yes, I think so.
Well, I'm going to say this, and you're not going to know this yet, but whoever that was that abducted that child is going to try that again around a very near area, and you're going to hear about that again in the future. But all I know is that I want to give the name of a person here, and this is important, obviously. Whoever that is, that person's either named Richard or Rich. All right?
Right.
Or Ricky. I don't know what that is, but I'm getting that name connected to that person. I know it sounds really weird to get this message, but I'm getting it. Can I also ask you, is your mother still alive? Yes?
Yes.
Okay. Then I've got your grandmother coming in as well. So I've got your mum's mum coming in as well. Okay. So your mum's mum.
Yeah.
Did she have issues with memory loss?
No,
very
not really.
dementia?
No.
Okay. So there's
No.
somebody with your grandmother that had also connections with memory loss or dementia or Alzheimer's. Does that make sense?
No.
If not, then it would have been that she had a stroke at the end and there's something going on with her head. Does that make sense to you?
No.
Then I might be on opposite side of the family. It's definitely a grandmother, Phil.
I think so.
Okay, just hold it. And Pete, who's Peter? Peter?
Peter was a client of my mother's years ago.
Now, I may have been switching because I've got quite a few spirits here. So,
Stop
your
laughing,
grandmother's
Wilson.
in the spirit world. So, with Peter, did he have problems with memory at the end or a stroke?
Yes, I think he did. Yeah.
That's it. Sorry, it was your grandmother, and then I'm getting somebody with a stroke, whatever. And I thought it was your grandmother, and he mentioned the name Peter. And that whoever that was a connection, Peter. You really got on well with him.
Yes, he did. Yeah.
Great connection. He just sends his love over. All right.
Right.
He's just passing through in the background and just sends his love over. All right. Now, I don't know what that is. Did you have a great connection for 4 years, or has he been gone 4 years?
Longer than that, I think it is. Yeah, longer than that.
Okay, so how long did you know him for? What was that connection for 4 years? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I would say it's about 4 years. I knew him for. Yeah.
Yeah, you knew him for about 4 years. Did you say about knowing him for 4 years, or that connection of 4 years? Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
But in that 4 years, there was a great connection of friendship.
Yeah.
He's laughing here. He said, I just noticed you got a beard. He's laughing. He said, you didn't have the beard then, or you didn't have the beard. Does that make sense?
No, I was quite a lot younger. So yeah.
You did have the beard. He said it suits you.
Yeah.
And then he's mentioning about Terry as well. Who's Terry?
Terry. I know of a Terry. Yes.
He's still alive though, yeah?
Yes, he is. Yeah.
Why would Terry be somebody that you wouldn't trust? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I could see why. Yeah.
He's not trustworthy, or you wouldn't trust him, or you would question him. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know why he brought that up. Did Peter know Terry?
No.
Then he knows of him from the spirit
Yeah, you would have
world.
known of him.
He knows about him from the spirit world. He's giving me. And Terry, you still have connection with now. Does that make sense? Or he's
Now and
around
again,
life
yeah.
somewhere. Just be aware of him. I don't know why I'm giving you that, but there's a warning there. All right.
Right.
Okay. Could I ask you also what the bloody hell's the matter with your bed? Like, have you changed the bed or something recently?
No, it's broken. I need to put a new one up.
Then you need to change. You need to change the bed because it's falling apart.
Yes.
And have you got the slats that go underneath? Have you got a couple that's broken?
Yes.
Dirty
And is that
bastard.
more up? Is that more up towards the head side than down by your legs?
Yeah.
I'm like, they're like, no, turn the bloody thing around, sleep the other way. At least it won't be. It'd be down the leg end, then it might be up the top end. Yeah, okay. Have you got a daughter?
No.
Okay, then is your dad in the spirit world?
No.
That's really weird. Because I've got, it might be your grandfather. Because I've got, is your mother got glasses and curly hair?
Yes.
Right. I've got your grandfather and your mum's dad coming forward here, right?
Right.
And I know that he's giving me a feeling of like mum needs some help at the moment, or mum needs some guidance. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Has mum been in a bit of a bad place because your grandfather's around though a lot at the moment?
Yeah.
And she needs
Yeah.
she needs some help. I don't know if that's like health or physically. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah. That definitely makes sense. Yeah.
Okay, I feel like she needs extra help, and I don't know if that's conveying your grandfather's conveying that for you to help her more, or that she needs somebody like to help her with her mobility. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it would be.
either she needs extra help or whatever, but there's a bit of a concern there. But I know that he sends love over to her. Yeah, give me that. Who's John?
John was my uncle.
He's over with John. So is that your mum's brother?
No, he would be my
Your dad's brother.
great uncle.
Oh, okay. So is that on your mum's side?
Yes.
He's with his brother John, or he's with his brother John. So I've got your Uncle John coming in as well. He's just sending their love. All right.
Okay.
Yeah. That's really fucking strange. So, what was the joke, or what was the memory back about either your grandfather or your uncle, like having a monkey? Like one of these little monkeys, you know, like the monkeys. I don't know what it's about, but like he's laughing and joking about the monkey.
Right.
Does that make sense to you?
Yes, but I don't think it was like a monkey, as in like an ornament or anything like that.
I don't know. He's just telling me about something about like somebody had the monkey.
I know. Yeah.
Do you understand?
I know what
Is
he's
that
saying.
like ornamental? Is that like a statue or something?
No.
It's a real monkey, yeah?
Yeah. Well, it's not a real monkey. It's a stuffed one.
Oh, right. I've just got like a monkey. So I know it's like it's an ornament, but it's like a real monkey.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that.
But it's like one of them little ones, you know, like I don't know if it's like a spider monkey or green monkey. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I think it's like, you know, like the ones that they used to have that when, you know, you used to get the people that, I don't know, played the accordion and they had one on their shoulder. It looks that size. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's not like a bloody great big gorilla or a chimp. It just looks like one of these green monkey things that sits on on your shoulder. But your grandfather's laughing about it. Was it your grandfather, or was it your great Uncle John that had that?
No, grandfather.
That would make sense. So this is your mum's dad that had that. Do you understand that? And sometimes it's the weirdest validation, but it's the validation to let you know that this is your granddad, because you would have had memories of that years ago. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Was it in one of these glass things, like display cabinet things?
No.
Okay, so he must have had it in like a glass display cabinet at one point, because he's telling me about that.
Not so much a display cabinet, no.
Or was it in one of its own, its own glass display thing?
No. It was like it was a machine.
Oh, okay. I know it's in something, because he's trying to say it was inside something. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, but your grandfather, I've got a lovely interview with your grandfather. He was a funny man, your grandfather.
Yeah.
Full of laughs, bundle of laughs. Very, not a quiet man, quite a very outgoing man. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Everybody knew, and everybody knew your granddad as well.
Yeah.
He was a big man around either the village or around the area. Do you understand that?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Bundle of joy. Yeah, okay. Right. just coming back to you, your grandfather just said something about your knee. Have you having problems with your knee?
No.
So is that your mum?
No, not that I know of, no.
Somebody's got. I want to take it back to you. You may not know this yet, but I want to come back to you because it's bringing it back to you again. So either with you or a partner or around you, somebody's having problems with their knee at the moment. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Is that your
Yeah,
partner?
that's no.
But somebody's got a problem with their knee, and I don't know who it is, but like I'm getting swelling around the knee. It's something to do with the cartilage.
Yeah.
Like they've either got a problem with their cartilage on the knee, and they need to have an operation on that.
Yes.
But they know about that already, yeah.
Oh yeah, they know about that, yeah.
Yeah, it's only like a flush out. Do you understand what I mean? They've got to take a bit of cartilage out and flush it out. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Well, it's just their way of validating that they know about these things, and it's like to say that they'll be all right with it. It's going to be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you got a brother, yeah? You have a brother?
No.
Okay. So your mum's got a brother, yes? You got an uncle?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. I've been sending love over to your uncle as well. And is there David?
David.
Is there a
Not
David?
no.
So I'm sending love to uncle and a David. Sound like David.
No, David.
Well, is there like a Darren, David, or a DA name like Dan, David, Daryl?
No.
Don't know why I'm getting that. Okay, don't worry. I'm just hearing the DA male name, so I don't know where I'm going with that. But yeah, so it's all right. It's not. He's sending love to your dad. Sorry, I just heard that. He's sending love to your dad as well. So there was a great connection with your father and his father-in-law. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
And he wants to send love over to your dad. And your dad hasn't been well. Does that make sense?
No.
Okay, something about like not being well. And he's not talking about major, so don't worry. He's talking about like just in himself. So I don't know if he's a bit tired or a bit down. But he's just letting you know that your dad's a good man. He's got a lot of respect for him, apparently. So that's coming from his father-in-law. All right?
Right, yeah. Well, yeah, I've had a cold for 50 years, apparently, so...
Well, yeah. Like, you know, there's a lot of respect there from your mum's dad to your dad.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Who was it that worked in like a foundry or worked like? It looks to me like banging steel.
Banging steel.
Like I'm seeing sparks coming off metal. So who worked was in like welding or doing something with like fabrication?
I know my cousin used to work in a garage.
Okay. Don't know where I'm going with this, but I don't know why I'm getting this, but I'm going to get this. Are you seeking something within a new job?
No.
Have you thought about doing something new with a work situation?
No, not recently, no.
Okay, well, something's coming up. I had to pull 2 cards with this, and I got the Risk card, and I also got the Knight of Wands. And the Knight of Wands is a challenge in work. So the Wands is all about work. There's definitely something coming up that you may not know about yet, but hold that. And you'll know about that not this year, next year around March time. So remember that, all right?
Right.
But I know that whatever that is, it may involve something to do with metal work and sparks coming off the metal work. So I don't know if that's to do with like mechanical work or whatever. I don't know what it is, but remember I said that, all right?
Yeah. Okay.
And also you need to replace your back door.
Right.
So have you got a problem with your back door, or does it need fixing?
Is that a metaphor?
Not that back door.
No, I don't think so.
Okay, well, just remember that I said something about the back door as well, okay? And it needs fixing.
Okay.
I don't know. It might be on the car or something. Hold up, is it on the car?
No, it won't be on the car.
Okay, then it's something to do with the back door. But just remember I said that. It may be something nonsense. You might come back to me in time and go, fucking hell, how did you know about that? I didn't even know about it at the time. So I always give the message of what I'm being given.
Yeah.
But I do believe that really in theory that you should maybe look into this work a little bit more or something. I know that you doubt sometimes, but I just know that I feel that you should be doing this job.
Yeah.
It feels like I just want to put these cards in your hand and say, go and do it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I actually believe that if you just gave it the information you're giving, you'll probably be surprised on what you can actually do. There is somebody over here that has definitely passed of suicide. So do you know anybody that's hung themselves?
No, not that I know of. No.
Don't worry, that's not for you. That's for somebody else in the room. So don't worry about that. I've got somebody else trying to budge in, mate. So I do apologise about that. Yeah. But I just know that it's mainly your grandfather and Tony that are doing the main talking here. I know your grandmother's over here as well. Sends her love.
Yeah.
I also want to say to you that I know I want to say this. It's quite heartfelt. You need to believe in yourself sometimes. So I don't know if you have a bit of a down, you have down spells, or you suffer with. It's almost like a bit like a bipolar feel. Do you have like days when you're up and down?
Yeah, a lot.
Well, I get that. I want. It's almost like I want to feel like it's a bipolar. So you have like really good day, and then the day where you feel like worthless completely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever sought any medical advice on that?
Yeah.
Did they? Have you gone through some counselling with it at all, mate?
No.
I feel like I want to guide you to that, or further investigate that energy, because it feels like a bipolar to me. But that does run in families, so somebody else has suffered with that as well, mate.
Yeah.
So it comes down the line somewhere, and I just know that, you know, a lot of people will go, okay, it's just like depression, whatever. But I think it's more medical within this. I think it's more bipolar feel. I don't want to say it is bipolar, but it definitely feels that way to me. But I just feel like that may be something that can be controlled with a drug or a tablet, which you can do. Maybe seek that advice from your doctor. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, mate. I'll leave that message with you. I hope that you understood a lot of that.
Yeah, definitely.
And you've got an amazing energy. I think you. I only say this because I think I understand exactly where you are with the bipolar feel or this downward feel, because I think you really give yourself a hard time. Look, just stick with it, mate. And you know, sometimes things are just a condition. It's not always about, you know, not being able to face things. I get you very much, because I suffer with that now and then. But look, I'll leave the, because your grandfather has got a lot of time for you. Your mum's dad really has. You're very close to your granddad, so I'll leave his love with you. And he's talking about the stuff monkey over here, so yeah, I'll leave that with you, mate. All right.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
Thanks,
well, look, I'm gonna quickly nip and have a chat with Owen, and I want you to give a little bit of feedback on the energy of what you just received. Is that all right, mate?
Yeah.
Go for it, Owen. This is your time to step in on the feedback bit.
So he's a dirty shogger. He broke his bed.
Yeah.
So go on, ask him, what did he feel about the reading?
There was a lot of things spot on there. A lot of things.
So was you
A
a
lot
little sceptical before then,
A
Jane?
tiny bit. A tiny bit.
Okay, so how do you feel now, fella?
Oh yeah, I feel much better now.
Good. That's
Definitely.
That's
I've never been totally skeptical.
Yeah, I know it's only quick and sweet sometimes on these, but you know, I think that if you were sitting like to somebody that's never had a reading, would you advise them to have the reading?
Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Is that your first time of having a reading?
Yeah.
First time,
Yeah.
probably the best time, is what I'm being told. Best one
Yeah.
you'll ever have. So, you know, it's nice to have your first reading and have something that hits the mark, if that makes sense.
Well, yeah, definitely, yeah.
Well, like I said, I really want you to sit there and think about, you know, maybe investigating this work a little bit more and maybe doing some yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it would be self-healing as well for you, mate. I think there's a lot of healing that needs to be done, especially where you are within that sort of bipolar thing. Does that make sense?
Yeah, well, I remember now, it was a traveller, actually, who came to visit the house, who actually told my mother that I may have a gift.
There you go.
And it was years and years ago.
Yeah, and you know what? The old traveller gypsies were very good at the prediction and knowing about stuff. They were very good.
Yeah.
That's where my granny.
You
My
have a
granny.
gift, James. I feel like you need to think about it, and if you want to do it, you know, just train yourself in it and learn a little bit more about it, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, I will. I'll have a look into
it. It never surprises me when you think, right, where's this going to go? And then suddenly you get a shock when you're being told that they've got a gift. It surprises me, but it does surprise me, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, you've got a beautiful soul, and I'm being told this. You've got a beautiful soul. You're a very, very kind man, but sometimes you need to remember your worth. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
And sometimes we don't always do we as human beings. We do the things for other people. We're there for other people, but we forget what we do. And I think that's a little bit of you. That makes sense.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, look, remember your worth, my friend. I believe you're a good man. You're a good. Never doubt yourself.
Yeah.
See, glad you eventually got in.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's always when you come in for the first time, it can be a bit awkward to get through the bits you've got to get through to get in, but then it's easier after that. Like when you're.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Realizing that, but that seemed to be quite a lot of info for a first reading as well.
Yeah, a lot.
That's not just now, but back in time.
Yeah. You normally do really. You do get a lot of information because you're fresh, if that makes sense. You're new energy, and obviously spirit want to communicate with you. They don't get that opportunity to.
Yeah.
So,
your mind's more open.
I know how close you were to your grandfather, so I know that he wanted to make that journey. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And I
know it was
that,
very close.
Closer to that grandfather than your father's father. Do you understand that?
Yes. Yeah.
Because I'm being told that both grandfathers are in the spirit world, but that one wanted to step forward more.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Not that they didn't love any less. Your other grandfather was just a little bit more quieter and reserved. Do you understand that?
Yeah, I can understand that fully. Yeah.
So he's there, but he sends his love, is what I'm being told. But he's just not as loud and as loving and connection to you as your mum's dad.
Yeah. He was a man of few words, so we say.
There you go. And that's how it is in the spirit as well. They're no different in the spirit world than they were in life, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
but I do know
Yeah.
that your other grandfather sends his love as well. All right.
Okay.
So
He's a
who's,
bit like
who's
your
got
dad
the
in certain respect. In certain
Who's
respects,
got
a man
the-
of few words.
who's got the problem
Yeah.
with the knee?
Yeah, who's got the
It would
problem?
be. It would
It's
be. I think it could be one of two people. So yeah.
As long as you understand where the knee is, but it'll be fine. They'll flush it out. It'll be fine.
Yeah. Hmm.
All right, so there's no worry about where the knee is and the situation of the cartilage. 'Cause it feels like they've got like a chip in the cartilage. So there's a bit of bone floating around in the kneecap. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Well, my nephew's recently done his knee in. He actually was in work and he finished work and kicked the football in the cupboard and jarred his knee.
Oh,
And I
bloody
think it's dislocated it. So
oh Christ, that's painful, isn't
he's
it?
on crutches. So yeah.
That's painful. But they'll be all right. They'll be up and about. But when they have that done, that's like an in and out job. They'll flush the knee out.
Yeah.
And then what they'll do is it'll be like instant relief to him. Do you know what I mean?
Hmm. Yeah.
He knows
Yeah,
about it.
He'll be fine with
Right,
it.
that's
Now, I'm going to ask you this one question quickly. Do you have problems with your hearing, James?
What? No.
Do you have problems with your hearing?
No. No.
Right. I feel like I want you to keep. I don't know if it's like a glue ear. Did you have like? You didn't have any grommets or anything when you was younger, did you?
No. Not that I know of. No.
Okay. I want you to keep an eye on your ear, which is a very hard thing
Right.
to do. But I want you to keep an eye on your ear or something about deafness in one ear.
Right.
But keep an eye on that as you get older, all right?
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah.
I don't know how old you are now. You don't look much older than me. I feel pretty old myself. But yeah, just take that anyway. So there you go, mate. There you go. It was a nice little message from your granddad, wasn't it?
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, he seems
Thank
like a
you
lovely
very
bloke. He's well known.
Yeah. He was. He was.
Well known around the
Oh, yeah.
town, village, whatever. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Not just around the village, around the world.
Yeah, I get that. He was well known, bless his heart.
Yeah.
Did he ever play any music?
Yes.
Did he play like did he play anything that would blow, like a wind instrument or something, like a trumpet or anything?
Yeah. Yeah, he played the trumpet. Yeah.
He was well known for that. Does that make sense?
No, not really. I don't think he was well known for it, but he did play the trumpet. He played a few instruments.
Yeah, I get that. I've seen him. He's playing a trumpet over here.
Mm-hmm.
From boat ends.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, bless him. Yeah, lovely man.
Yeah.
Who's to him? Who's Lenny or Leslie?
Lenny or Leslie?
Len,
I think
Len or Lenny.
Len. I think he was a good friend.
That would make sense. You're talking about like knowing somebody over on the spirit world that's with him that he would have known and done a lot with. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't know if there was anybody connected with Len that may have been something to do with like London, because he's now singing "Knees Up, Mother Brown."
No, I don't know.
You may not know that, so don't worry about it. But I don't think that bloke Len was from Wales. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, quite possibly.
Okay, so he's just talking about people that he knew along the way and stuff he did. Did he ever travel over to America or Canada or something?
Yeah.
Because I'm getting the feeling that either he did that with Len or there's memories back with that. Does that make sense?
Right, yeah. I can understand that, yeah.
Okay, and somebody called Joe as well.
That name rings a bell, definitely, yeah. I'm not sure how.
Yeah, definitely Joe. You're talking about Joe, Len, and people that he went around with. So there's definitely a lot of friends he's over there with on the other side. But I just know that he was he wants to let you know that you should have something of your grandfather's. So you got something of your grandfather's, yeah?
Not in my house at the moment, no.
But something's
But I
coming
did
to you. And it's not jewellery or anything. It's something of your grandfather's, but it's going to come to you, okay?
Right, okay.
And I know that whatever it is, it would sit up on the side. So it's all, I don't know, it might be the bloody monkey. I don't know.
It could be, yeah.
Is the monkey still around?
I don't know. No, I don't think so. I don't think so, no.
Whatever it is, there's something there. Oh, no, it's a timepiece. So there's something there of a clock or something or time. Do you understand that?
No. I don't think it'd be time.
Hold it, remember it. There's something to do with a timepiece and something that you would put on the side. So it might well be that there's a clock or a watch or something as well, all right?
Right, yeah.
But remember that for the future. You may not understand it, but Mum has it. Does that make sense?
Yeah. She would have it, yeah.
She'll have it, but she's also got a lot of paperwork and memories of good stuff with your grandfather that's locked away, and newspaper cuttings as well.
Yeah.
So there's some stuff that he's done that's got into the newspaper. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's all there. It's all memorabilia, and it's fond memories. He talks about stuff there. Did he ever meet royalty? Do you know?
I'm not sure. I think he did.
Did he ever meet Prince Charles before he became king?
Yes, I think he did, yeah.
Because there's a photograph of him in a newspaper or a photograph of him somewhere shaking Prince Charles' hand when he years ago.
Yeah, something like that rings a bell with me, to be honest. I seem to remember something like that.
Yeah, because there's definitely a clipping or a photograph or a newspaper clipping or something with your grandfather shaking his hand. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I don't know where this was. He's not telling me that, but it probably around the time of when he was with Diana. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
So back in back in the 80s.
Yeah.
But I know that there's your grandfather was quite a known man, if that makes sense. I see what he keeps giving me. He was known very well.
Very, very well, yeah.
So he had a lot of connections with celebrities and things. Do you understand that?
I don't know about celebrities, but he was known quite a lot.
So why would he show me? What's his name? Oh God, what's his name? I'm trying to think of the old actor. He was a comedian.
Right.
Mr. Grimsdale, you know that.
Oh, what's his name? I'm trying to think of his name now.
My grandfather knew him, and it's just gone dead on me.
Yeah. Oh, what's his name?
But did he have a connection with him?
I know he used to like watching the old comedians and stuff like that, but I'm not sure about a connection.
Ah, right, okay. You showed me like Mr. Grimsdale, you know, the old black and white.
Yeah.
I'm trying to
He used to watch all the old comedies and stuff like that. I used to watch them all.
He showed me all that. But I think your grandfather has that comical side about him as well. Do you understand what I mean?
Yes, definitely.
So he's definitely a bit of a comedian himself, your grandfather.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. All the time.
A bundle of laughs, bless him.
Yeah.
Well, this is just, he's still around, mate. He come back in again, so I definitely had him in again. So I thought he'd gone, but he'd come back in again. But I'll leave you mate. I hope you got a lot from that.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. Definitely.
I mean, how many
Thank you very
people
much.
have a stuffed monkey? That's mad, isn't it?
I know, yeah.
Oh my God, you can't write it, can you, Wilson?
Never fucking amazing anyway.
He used to love stuff like that. He used to love like stuffed monkeys and parrots is another thing.
Bloody hell.
That sort of thing. Tigers.
That's madness. That's absolute madness. But yeah. Remember to get that new bed though, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I will.
You definitely need it.
It's
That's shot
It's
to
actually in
shit.
the bedroom.
That's shot to shit, that bed, mate.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
And the mat.
It's
The match.
there's a new one in the bedroom waiting to be put up.
And you got to get new wardrobe and all, wouldn't you?
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe have a makeover of the bedroom, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you ever used to have a golden retriever or a lab?
No.
So who had the Labrador, the golden retriever, or the lab? It's one in the spirit world, yeah.
I don't know. Labrador, no. Don't think anybody had a Labrador that I can think of.
Just seeing a bloody Labrador walking in like a. It's definitely a Labrador, not a retriever. It's short haired. I don't know if that's for somebody else in the room, but I feel like somebody's lost a dog or something over the last few years. But I don't think that's for you, James. So don't worry.
No, it wouldn't be Labrador.
I'll leave that message with you, mate, and see if anybody else picks up on the Labrador.
Yeah. Well, I'll be watching. Right. I'll be in the comments.
All right, mate. Yeah, you stay in the comments and
yeah, I will.
Get your head around that one.
Yeah, I will. Yeah. Thank you.
All right, buddy. We'll take it easy, fella, and
yeah,
keep watching.
Yeah, I will.
See you later, buddy.
See you later,
mate.
See you later, mate.
Wow, ain't it mad?
Mm-hmm. Shelley,
it's mental, isn't it?
Hair color.
I think the monkey and Twinkle Twinkle Little Stars blow me away tonight.
Mm.
It's weird, isn't it? As much as I should expect it, you just don't expect it. Do you understand what I mean? The bloody stuffed monkey. Just crazy, isn't it?
No, it's a monkey. It's not crazy, is it?
You can't write it, can you, really?
Mm.
Not many.
Right, while you're trying to get people in, mate, I'm going to grab a jumper. It's getting a bit chilly in here now. I haven't put the heating on. Right, 1 minute. Twinkle, little star. I can't believe that, can you?
Oh.
Wow. That's fucking mental, mate. All right. I'll put this one on today. Right. Bear with me, mate. I'm going to put that down there.
So, guys, the ones that are in, give it a share. Let's see if we can get another few in. I'm assuming Hotman's off. Good Wilson, good luck to 100%. Very good. You hit on loads there. He did fucking get that bed up, James. You fucking dirty bastard.
Sean's dog trying to come through.
I don't know. I was just thinking that. I wonder if it's Sean's dog on it.
Daddy's got a wandering around, so.
Yeah. Maybe it's walking about with it still on.
There's a golden lab. The golden Labrador. That's for certain.
Shelley says wasn't much on me, which is strange.
Yeah, but
definitely.
She had cards and she had readings twice before that. So
I thought that said something else.
Sean's gone to bed. I thought it said wank.
So did I.
Yes.
Oh, I think you should have your cards done.
My cards.
Yeah.
Have we got nobody else in at the moment then?
Not at the moment. Asking the ones that tried to get in couldn't get in, so I'm gonna have to explain to them for another night to get them in. I was hoping fucking Dan would be in, and I don't know where he's at. But I don't know if no, I didn't even message me. Didn't even read my fucking message.
Right, while we're doing that, I'm gonna have a cigarette then, mate.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'd have my cigarette. I bloody love my job. I love my job. See why I love my job now, can't you?
You fucking forgot, didn't you? You wouldn't be able to do it if you didn't.
Well, who wouldn't love a job when you can do what you can do? It's mental, isn't it?
Hmm.
Yeah, I've been doing that. Do you know what, right? The weirdest thing, I've just reflected back to when I was like 13, 14. And I have memories of doing that years ago and people just going, what the fuck? Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Shelley
So,
just
like,
said,
you know, I'm 50 now, so that's like, you know, 35, 40 years ago nearly. Do you know what I mean? Just
Shelley
incredible.
saying in the comments, she said, wasn't much on me, which is strange. Sean's gone to bed, he was right. But what I did get was amazing, all positive, no negativity for a change. I love my job, just not the night shift. James says, you got to love your job, no point otherwise. I bet you'd prefer it over a day shift, though.
Yeah. Well, you know, there's only positives coming in around Shelley there, so it's all good. There's no negative there.
That's because she's never out of the fucking bedroom. You should see our live lounge chat is fucking disgusting.
But yeah, it is crazy, and you know, even today, you know, you do the job and you realise, you know, all your personal stuff that you do and you go through. You never forget who you are, you know. You never forget what you're about, and I think that's important. And you know, obviously, the last few days for me have been very sort of tense and what have you.
Mm-hmm.
And like I say, we all have our down days, and I think this is sort of the message that I'm putting across to sort of James. You know, we have our low days, but never forget who you are. You know, don't forget the person you are, because you're so much to other people, and that's important. I think it's an important message to put out. You go through, there might be people that may not be happy or angry or whatever with you, but there's always other people out there that need you, and I think that's important. You know, I definitely know for me, you know, my job is important, and that's a big focus for me right now. Again, you know, I've stepped back a little bit over the last year or so, and it's all about bringing it back in and remembering who you are, and I definitely had forgotten who I am for a while, but now it's time to bring it back and bring that energy back. You know,
100%. I'm just flying through the comments while
that's all right, mate. Yeah, you keep going.
Shelley says having a lot of shit from the husband about divorce, and our youngest so stressed out with it all.
Right. Divorces are never easy, are they? You know, they're never easy.
Sean's very naughty, and she says that's why we're a good match. We have such a laugh. I mean, they do as well. They do. They fucking, as I said in our live lounge chat. It's not just about the vaping world and all the rest of it. It's like our own kind of community and everyone in there, and James, they're all in there, and they all talk about stuff. And when stuff's shit, they talk about it, and when it's good, they talk about it. And then we talk about the live shows and what we're doing and fucking all that, and it's great. It's by them two, that Shelley and Sean, they're just a pair of fucking dirty fuckers, like.
Well, I think that, you know, this is what these shows are about, isn't it? It's about, you know, knowing that you can come on somewhere and talk about stuff and get stuff out, you know. I mean, years ago we couldn't do that, could we? We couldn't, you know, unless you lifted up a phone and it cost you a fortune. Now it doesn't cost much at all, does it? To be able to, you know, be able to unleash and listen to other people and know where that you're not in this, you know, that some people are in the same place, and you know,
But people didn't have a platform though, Grant, for
well, that's it. There wasn't
until a certain time ago. People didn't have somewhere where they could come and talk, where they could.
Well, this is an outlet, isn't it? I mean, years ago, people didn't have that outlet. We're very lucky in this day and age that we got that to be able to, you know, be a community and come together and you know, people we don't know, you know, people we don't know that we can unleash to or whatever, you know, and I think it's a good thing. And then suddenly that friendship builds up, that bond of followers and everything. I think that it's needed very much so, and I think that these shows, especially with your show and doing the night sessions and talking about, you know, mental health stuff and stuff like that, and then doing this as well and understanding that this is all part of the reason why I do this show, because it's understanding from spirit that I understand where you are, and they're backing that energy as well. And
I've always believed though that you can't do what we do in our own things if you haven't been through stuff in your own life.
Exactly.
Like you get messages from spirit or whatever. I a lot get messages from people. When things are wrong or whatever, and I've always said the same thing. I never have answers, but I have options, or I'm just there to talk. And I'm that guy, and I've always been that. But I've gone through, as you well know, I've gone through a lot in life that nobody would ever have dreamed of going through. Like, and for me, that's I've turned that in to trying to help other people. And that doesn't make me perfect, or it doesn't make me any kind of fucking saint or anything like that. But if you've gone through something, and if you haven't got the extra of having spirit to guide you or whatever, but if you've got the life experience as well, then it hits both sides of things. Do you know what I mean? Like, I mean, they're saying there, like, Shelley says, that's what I find hard opening up, because for 20 years I had to deal with feelings and thoughts myself as a husband. Never listen. James says it's always good to have something to look forward to. This show is definitely one of those things. Shelley says he used to just argue with me, went to bed all the time crying myself to sleep while he played the Xbox. And then she says, yeah, I love this show, gets things off my chest.
Absolutely.
Who the fuck is that?
Absolutely, and that's what it's all about, isn't it? And like I say, this is the reason why we do these shows. This is the reason why I do what I do. You know, it's an important part. You know, it's like what I class as spiritual counselling.
Keep talking.
It does. It hits the mark. I mean, look at the message that's come forward from Kelly tonight, and that is important. You know, it's important to know that sometimes we don't always open up to where we feel inside, and it's nice to know that there is spirit energy over there knowing where you are, and that's exactly why I do what I do. It's one of them ones where I sit there and I go, you know, it's a blessing. It's a blessing to be able to have a gift that can touch so many hearts, and that's the reason why I do what I do. And I hate the fact that when mediums and psychics get a bad you know, I'm talking about reputable psychics and mediums get a bad energy over people that say you shouldn't be doing this job. I think they only say that because either they've had bad experiences or they don't understand about what this work is all about. For me, looking back over the times of when I've been doing this job, like I've mentioned to many people, I've saved lives through this job. And I've also turned people around in a positive direction. And I think that if, you know, you ain't got to be a medium to do that. You can do that just in life. But, you know, for me, that's the reason why I do this job. Because for me, it's rewarding. It gives a sense of self-healing and admiration to the energy of keeping to strive to go forward. You know, that sometimes life can be difficult, and that you can go through your hard times and go through your personal journey of hard times, but knowing that you can help somebody else is a massive thing, and guide somebody else. That's, like I said, the reason why I do what I do. And I think that for me personally, it's one of them things that keeps me going. You know, for many years, I've had up and down periods in my life where it hasn't been easy. And, you know, life can be quite, you know, quite a painful journey. And it's spirit that saved me. I mean, spirit saved me a few times. I mean, I've nearly, you know, I'm opening up. I think I may have said this before, but I've nearly committed suicide 3 times in this life. Not a lot of people know that, but, you know, I'm not, you know, ashamed to admit that that is the case. But for me, spirit have always brought me back, and that's a good thing. Because they knew that I had a job to do. They knew that for me, that this was the mission that I was given when I was born on this earth plane. And that, you know, if I'm here and can save another soul, that's all that matters to me. You know, if I can give somebody hope, then that's all that matters, and that's what it's all about. And this is why I love this show, mate, and this is what it's all about. The night session show, guys, is all about, you know, coming in here, not being afraid to ask the questions, not being afraid to do, you know, the interaction with us, to be able to understand, learn, and grow about ourselves in certain sense, to you know, change that energy within us that we may have carried for so long. It's, you know, it's no one said you had to be perfect. We all make mistakes in life. There's nothing wrong with making mistakes. You're not judged for it.
Quickly go through them comments, just quickly so I can catch up. That's what I find about coming up 2 years. I deal with feelings and thoughts myself as a husband, never listen. It's always good to have something to look forward to. It shows that, oh, I've done that once already. I don't want sympathy, Shelley. I don't want sympathy, as I should have left them years ago, but stayed for the kids, and in the end affected my mental health too much.
Yeah.
But brought me to Sean, and I'm so grateful and thankful for it that he's my world. It's amazing, Grant. James said anyone would have done the same when children involved, but just think how better you are with Sean. Shelley says definitely no looking back, just go forward. And you know, my thoughts on that is, and we've had this conversation privately, right?
Yeah.
And I've had this conversation with a few people, and I've always believed that
Come in.
a lot of people know a lot of the stuff that I've gone through, and I've not been innocent in everything, but I have in a lot of stuff. I've gone through stuff that people shouldn't have to go through. And then I got lucky and I met Kelly. And then we're going through the whole thing with Harper being ill and all that stuff and whatever.
Yeah.
And we've still got until, and I am smoking a fag, don't give a fuck, till July next year.
Come in.
I've been bedbound for the last 6 days.
But
no matter what you go through, there's, and I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's counselling that I've had, because I've had counselling twice before, for losing my mum and stuff, and when I got ill at first all them years ago. I just find that you're only a product of your own life.
Absolutely.
And no matter how bad things have been or whatever, you can make it different. You still feel down. You still feel. I've got anxiety, depression. I've got PTSD. I don't care who knows my list of fucking illnesses and all the rest of it. And that's not my main illnesses. That's just things that has happened over the last years with certain things that's happened, and that being able to even talk about it makes a difference. And all these people that come in the comments, and all these people that come into our lives, and all the people that come into the chat group, and all the rest of it, I wonder sometimes, what would they do if they didn't have that?
Exactly.
Because I know I've lost a lot of people through taking their own lives and stuff like that and whatever.
Yeah.
You know, I could easily have went down that route years and years ago myself, with things that I went through myself. And I know I lost a lot of friends through the same thing. And a lot of friends now that go through a lot of stuff. And still to this day go through a lot of stuff. And it would be too easy to feel that down, that you think there's nothing. But whether it's talking to me, whether it's talking to you, whether it's talking in the group, or whether it's talking on any sort of platform that's got people that aren't just there about the money making nights. They're not just there about all of that shit. I mean, yeah, we do what we do to raise money for Harper's Fund and whatever. But on these nights, it's not about that. And I would like to think that shows people that what we do isn't all about that, because we want to try and help other people as well, because people have helped us along the way.
Absolutely. And I think that, it's hard to set up a channel on YouTube and create what you've created. It's not easy to open up about our own problems and things, and it's not easy, but it is an outlet, and it is somewhere that, I always said, to do this job that you're doing is one where you have to be open yourself about your own life, and you've been completely open, Owen, about where you've been with everything and what's happened around your life and what happens around it now. And I think that, you couldn't. I was
never like that, though.
Yeah,
I was.
But the thing is with it, though, it's made it what it is, and this is exactly why you're doing it. And I think that it allows others to feel that if you can do it as a presenter of a show, then they can do that as well. And it's important that was the case. It was important that you did open up on your stuff, because it was, if we didn't open up our own stuff, then nobody else could feel compelled about being open with their stuff. And I think that was important. And that's why I commend you very much within what you've done and what you've been doing. And this is why I wanted to be part of coming in and being part of that, because I think it's important to contribute the energy of that on that level. I know that people will look and go, well, yeah, but he's coming on as this amazing medium. What's amazing? I'm not amazing. Spirit are amazing. I'm no different to anybody else that sits out there, and yourself or whatever. And I don't like to put myself in the bracket of being a celebrity medium, even though I've done so much with it. I'm humble with it, and I want to be part of a journey to be able to allow people to get the messages that's important to them from the spirit world, to be able to strive forward and be able to give themselves hope, and knowing the predictions coming out and the warnings maybe as well, to just let them know that there is, you know, light there at the end of the tunnel, and knowing that there might be a few warnings along the way.
That brings a good point as well, because it's not just about all the good things, and I've said this to you before. I'll read a message in a minute. I've said this to you before. You go on TikTok and all the rest of it, and you see all these people that claim to be mediums, or they're doing card readings and all this stuff and whatever, and they'll all tell you what you want to hear. But in my opinion, and I've always been open about it, and I've always said the same thing. It's not just about the good stuff; it's about the bad stuff. It's about knowing things that you might not have known, and you'll see it regular. You might not know that just now, but I guarantee you, from personal experience, you will in time. You will know what these things are.
Yeah,
and to have that, it's like having another weapon in your armory. You know what I mean? And when it happens, you're like, fuck.
Yeah, it's on a personal level, it's not nice knowing everything, because you pick up stuff that you don't want to know about, and that's the curse of the gift, unfortunately. But in certain sense, obviously, that life is a learning lesson, and we go through our own personal dramas. We, you know, as a psychic or a medium, you pick up the things around you. You have to question what them things are, because you have to be really careful with what you get and what you feel, because some of it might be for the future and may not be what's happening at that time. But it's still one of a warning. It's still one there that's telling you that something's not right within a situation. It is part of the curse of the gift. So on a personal level,
also with that though,
it's not easy being the medium in your own life, if that makes sense.
Get that.
But
the thing is, with you, and I've said this to people in the chat quite a lot, and it says it at the bottom. When you do a reading on live, you'll learn a lot of stuff. You'll get told a lot of stuff, whatever.
Yeah.
If you get a personal reading, it's a lot deeper.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of stuff that you're mindful of not saying on a live platform.
Absolutely. And
that you would tell them on a private reading. And that's why I always say
to learn that, I mean, when I was doing live TV, I had to be careful of blurting out stuff. So I was always having to think on the mark of what I was saying, though. Because like psychic TV, I couldn't even say the word medium. I couldn't even say, "Oh, by the way, granddad coming forward," even though that you knew you had. And yeah, there is a lot of things that I don't mention. What I pick up in people's readings live on here that I don't always mention live on YouTube. You know, so in a personal reading, it's a bit different. It's a bit more and a bit more personal. You know,
because there is things that people you might ask a question to somebody and they'll say no, but they are actually saying yes, and they want.
Well, that's
they
not
just don't want to talk about it live.
That's often the case, mate, because a lot of people don't want to blurt out their personal life over the internet, and I've even had that in live demonstrations where I've said something and they've gone no, and at the end they've come and grabbed me and went, "Yeah, that was correct, but I didn't want to say it in front of loads of people," which is fine. You know,
this
was what was happening in them situations with a mother or a father or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, it's very hard, but you got to understand that people are a little bit. They're even frightened to have the reading. They come and want the reading, but they're frightened to have the reading.
I mean, we've had lots of readings, right? And we've had lots of conversations.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of stuff that you don't know, but you've told us. And like tonight, there was a few things that you said when you were reading Kelly, and there's stuff that you were right about, but she wouldn't talk about it on.
Exactly. And I
And
wouldn't expect her to go, oh, yeah, you're absolutely right about that,
Yeah.
because it would be that she's inviting me in to give more information. And I know that for me that I wouldn't want to do that, because there's things there that are personally upsetting, and I wouldn't want to broadcast that to thousands of millions of people that could be watching this.
it's just, the thing is, sometimes when people are watching in that you don't know are watching can
Exactly.
use stuff for their own advantage. You know what I mean? But just
Exactly.
James's comment for a second. He says, absolutely spot on with what you're saying, Wilson. People open up. People should open up more. There used to be a time when mental health had a stigma. These days, not so much. People are starting to open up more, and long may it continue. I 100% endorse and believe in that. 100%.
Yeah, because it's nice to open up. And
People use it. People use it too much. People, and I think I said this the last time. In fact, I said it on the live the other night. I think that we always talk about mental health. We always talk about illness and stuff like that. I believe, personally, that everyone in the world has got some form of mental illness or mental health issue at some point in their life.
Yeah.
But a lot of people are very quick to go on social media and say, I've got mental health issues and I've got this and I've got that and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't know what other people have gone through.
Yeah.
And although they don't talk about it, they might let little bits out. They might say this and that and whatever, and they might try and help you. But I suppose what I'm trying to say is, I think people are very quick to judge.
Oh, absolutely.
And if you took the time to realise about somebody on a personal level, then you would understand a lot more.
Totally. And you'll be surprised it's the ones that you don't think who's gone through the journey that have. You'll be surprised how I won't mention celebrity names that I've read for that have gone through this, but I've read for quite a few celebrities that you wouldn't even understand their background and some of the shit they've gone through.
And do you know, it's funny you say that. It's funny, exactly what you're saying.
Yeah.
As you know, I know a lot of people, and I don't talk about them or whatever. Yeah. Maybe I will in interviews when I get them in for interviews and stuff. But nearly every one of them has gone through serious breakdowns of mental illness and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Some of them are documented in the news, in the press and all that. Other ones aren't. But
I know of a couple that I've read for, Owen, that it was beyond what was covered in the newspaper or in the or what was local knowledge of that particular person or people. And you just don't know the extent of where things have been beyond before they even got famous. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And this is the thing, it must be very hard to be very big in the public eye and to have the amount of hatred that you get through certain people that watch you, because not everybody loves you. A lot of celebrities are like Marmite, they either love you or they hate you. But to ridicule certain people that I've read for, and I've read for some people that have been terribly ridiculed in the press, if they only knew the extent of where they've been before they actually got to where they were in their field of life and their celebrity status, they would think twice. Because, I'm surprised that a couple of the celebrities that I've read for are still living to this day because of it, And it's shocking that, we live in a very cruel world because it's all money orientated, especially where media is and the newspapers and stuff like that. They don't think twice about where that mental health situation comes in. And that was no different to, and I will mention that because everyone knows about this, Caroline Flack. You know, I read for Caroline twice, and if they only knew the extent of that poor girl's energy of where she was in life, then they would have, you know, thought twice about what they wrote about her and how they ridiculed of what was going on and everything, you know.
Do you know another one I've been watching a lot recently? And do you know, I don't really go on TikTok that much anymore because it does my head in. But I have been watching one or two things, and one of the celebrities on there that I loved when I was a kid, that has popped back up on there, and he's doing a bit here and there and whatever. That's gone through more than many, and this guy, and I'll tell you who it is, but this guy went through so much because of things that happened massively in the press, and is now doing this thing, and it's Michael Barrymore.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say Michael Barrymore.
And you know, I watch his videos and stuff, and I think, you know, that guy done what he done, and he didn't do what he done. You know, people judge for whatever. It's whatever, you know, things happen and whatever, and people can say whatever they want. And I've seen on his videos, I've seen the bad comments, loads of them, and he just keeps going and keeps going and keeps going, and he just does his thing. It's like a bio of his life that he does now when he's out and about doing silly things like he's on TV and stuff like that. And I think to myself, you know, if you can do that. I actually sent him a message. I sent him a message and asked him for an interview. I know he won't do it. I know he wouldn't do it because things would be brought up.
It was a bit like, do you ever remember Royce, the warm-up guy for Britain's Got Talent and X Factor?
Yeah.
Royce suffered a lot with his mental health, drinking, stuff like that, you know. He'd done a lot of YouTube stuff after talking about it. He would come out about a lot of it. I mean, it's the people, that's what I say about the people you least expect. I mean, this is a man that was a comedian, a warm-up guy for the X Factor and Britain's Got Talent. You know, I believe he was a red coat. He started off as a red coat, I think. And you know, how much does it take to be able to get up on a stage and entertain people in the way that he did, going through what he was going through? I mean, it's just fucking incredible to think that it's like you have to cut off and do your job. Do you understand what I mean? And do that.
Look at Robin Williams.
Yeah, totally. Look at Robbie Williams, what he's gone through. And I read for Robbie, as you well know.
No, I mean Robin Williams.
Oh, Robin Williams. Sorry, I was thinking Robbie Williams. He's gone through it as well.
I'm dying to see his new movie. It's supposed to be incredible. But Robin Williams.
Yeah, absolutely. With Robin. Wow. I mean, like another one that suffered so much in his mental health and put a smile on everybody else's face. You know. Incredible.
It's crazy. But Robbie Williams,
I suppose it's their own way of escaping. I think that's how I look at my job. It's your own way of escaping your own energy of your demons. I know when I do my job, I mean, you know, I've suffered a lot through life with my own mental health stuff, you know. I find that when I'm working with spirit, I'm released of it, you know, and that has probably been my protection, my energy. And I know that when I got into the TV stuff, that was probably the best 5 years of my life as a whole, because it was taking me away from everything. And it was giving me this focus to be responsible I had to be responsible, and I think that is no different to a celebrity that is an icon to many people. And people like Robin Williams was obviously an icon to many people, and it shows you that they're dedicated to this other side of them, if that makes sense. Dedicated to put this energy out to mask the energy of what they're really going through. So when you see people like Robin Williams, and then you look at people, I mean, Christ's sake, I mean, you know, we're looking at the man that was, you know, Mork and Mindy, all the way through to Miss Doubtfire and all these other great films that he achieved. I mean, what an amazing guy to go through that from an early stage of his life all the way through to where he was at the end was incredible.
Really?
Yeah, apparently.
And the way I look at it is that I do understand them in a certain sense. No, I'm not a fucking movie star. I wasn't an A celebrity. I was just on a small TV show on Sky. But you do understand that you have a responsibility because you know that people admire you, follow you, whatever, on whatever scale, even to the scale of where we are tonight within you on YouTube, creating this channel, whatever, that people are looking at you now, Owen, and going, we're relying on Owen to be here. We're relying on Owen to be here for us. Do you understand what I mean? And you going through your own stuff, laying in bed and going through your own stuff in pain and agony, you're still doing it and you're still there for people, you know. And that, I take my hat off to you, mate. It's not an easy job to do.
I just wouldn't like to be not there.
Exactly.
When somebody needs it.
One that will be for the people, and that one that will be for you as well. Like I said, it's all about healing yourself as well, and giving that energy out. And even though that's the case,
you talk about Robbie Williams as well, and
Robbie,
I'm one of Robbie Williams' biggest fans. Like
I love Robbie.
I absolutely love Robbie Williams, and I've watched documentaries and all that stuff and everything about him.
Did you know that Robbie Williams' mum was a clairvoyant?
You know, for some reason I did know that, and I don't know why. I think it was in a documentary or something. But
yeah, she was
that
guy, and that's why he has a big belief in UFOs, aliens, and stuff. You know.
But to do what that guy does, to go on stage and put a performance on like that guy does, but a lot of people don't know. But a lot of people don't know. Before he goes on stage, he's a fucking catastrophic mess. And as soon as he goes on that stage, it's like I say on here, right? You go through anything in life, but the minute you press that live button, you put on the mask and you do what you got to do.
Exactly.
People have no idea. And when you see the people like Robbie Williams, it is fucking nuts. Shelley says, how much does Grant charge for private readings? Have a look at the website. It's running along the bottom of the screen. There's different options. You just click on one. You pay for it, and then you contact him, or he'll contact you and find out when you want to book it for or whatever. I don't know if you can do that on the website now, or if you've got to contact you to do that.
If you go on the website, you can go straight in, book a reading via PayPal. What happens is I will receive an email for the booking. Then what I will do is I will get your email come through, and I'll email you back and arrange a time and date, and we'll go from there.
And there's lots of options as well, guys, for the way that you do it. You can do it through Skype, or you can do it through different.
Do it through Skype. I normally do it through Skype or WhatsApp. I don't do Zoom at the moment because my Zoom it got hacked, so I don't know what's happening with that. So it's just a fucking nightmare. So Skype or through WhatsApp, it's not a problem. Or through Facebook, if you got Facebook Messenger or whatever, you can do a video call through Facebook. Just follow me add me on Facebook, and go from there.
Well, again, just finishing off on Robbie Williams, for instance, people would people would never realize, like, it doesn't matter how much money you've got in the world. I remember the day that he signed that contract and he was on TV saying that he just done an £80 million pound contract or $80 million contract or whatever.
Yeah.
And all that stuff. And he's got all the mansions and he's got everything he could ever want. He's got a beautiful family, great wife, all that stuff. But he still struggles with things. He keeps himself indoors some of the time, not because he doesn't want to go out, but just because it's how he feels. He started doing this thing. I don't know if you've seen it on Instagram, where he's doing a bit of typewriting and little
I saw that,
little things and that, and you can tell that there's things going on. But he will still go on that stage. He will still perform, and you will not find anyone that can do it like that.
He's great live. I remember when he did Nebworth years ago. He was great at Nebworth. But, you know, he went through a very bad journey. You know, when he done like the Swing When You're Winning album, he lost a lot of weight that time. If you see him at that time, he was on a lot of drugs and stuff at that time. But, I mean, look at, you could see the nervousness as he walked out. If you watch that video, you see the nervousness as he walked out on stage. But like you said, he comes alive when he's on stage.
But even at that level, he doesn't believe that he's going to get the reaction that he does. And that's why more often than not, if you watch any of his live stuff or whatever, or you go, he always ends up in tears at the end of it and all that. It's like a realization every single time.
Yeah, it's like if you watch, like as you said, if you watch Swing When You're Winning, at the end, he says My One. And his mum's sitting in the audience, and the reaction, because he's actually in the Royal Albert Hall doing that.
That's right.
And he's literally crying at the end, and he says, "Mum, I love you," and the applause that he gets for the accolade of his performance is just amazing. And I've watched that quite a few times, that, because I just, as you well know, I'm a big fan of Sinatra and that swing music. But you know, he's incredible as an artist, and you know, it's no different to George Michael. Another one of my, I idolise George Michael, not just for his vocal, but for his songwriting and the words. Some of the stuff that he, you know, Praying for Time, if you listen to the lyrics of Praying for Time from George Michael, you would think that he was psychic, because like he wrote that sort of fucking 30, 40 years ago. And the words in it relate to a lot with what's going on in the world in the last 10 years, you know. But what a remarkable man that also suffered a lot there with secrets of his sexuality and secrets going back with the AIDS situation and stuff going on with that, and the scare that he had, and just a remarkable man of somebody that carried so much pain through his life. And I mean, so much pain. It really does make you sit and wonder how the fuck they keep going. It really does. And we know that, you know, like himself, sadly passed away, and there was a lot going on there with, you know, drugs, alcohol, whatever, and you know, and same with Amy Winehouse. You know, just so unbelievable. But I believe that these artists come in with a message within their music. They're like they're an angel. It's like they're meant to be put on the earth to put the message out. And I believe that angels come in many different forms, and I believe that, you know, you could be an angel doing this job. You could, you know, that I do. You could be an angel spreading a message in another way within music. And we can look at that in many forms from different artists over the years, even like Elvis, you know. And that's a sad story about Elvis. He never got out of Vegas, you know. He was trapped in a lie, caught in a trap, you know. And he was somebody that could have had so much more than what he was, you know. And you look and you go, fuck, what must have that felt like? You know, on probably no different to a lot of what we feel within our life, but the amount of pressure over the top of that because of who you are, and to get out there and put that performance on night in, night out, was just fucking immense. And you know that they were there for a reason. You know that they were put on this earth for a reason. You know, you can't be a young lad out in wherever he was from, you know, and then come in and then just be this remarkable artist that every fucking body knew worldwide. Do you know what I mean? How the fuck does that work? How does it happen? No different to like the Freddie Mercurys of this world and all the people like we just mentioned, like Robbie as well. He'll go away from this earth plane at some point and he'll be looked back as somebody that was a great artist.
But then you've got the normal people on the street as well that
absolutely
go through exactly the same thing. And it doesn't matter if they've got money. It doesn't matter if they've got fucking love. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you've got. You still go through stuff.
Yeah. And
it's how you deal with that stuff. I think that. And sometimes you forget that. Even, you know, even myself, you know, you have your bad days and you're like, fuck the world, fuck this, fuck that, fuck that.
Yeah.
But then you realise, you know.
But you I suppose as a celebrity, like some of the ones we've mentioned, you have people around you a lot. So that must help as well. The pressure of the energy of the work is obviously hard. But you do have the people to be able to talk to. And I suppose in certain sense, the people on the street, no different, you know, to Joe Blogs, me, you, whoever. And we don't always have the outlet. And this is why this is important again, coming back to this show and shows like this, you know. It is important because we don't have, there's a lot of people out there that don't have that opportunity to connect with loads of people, do you know what I mean? And have that out. I suppose in one form, the celebrity has the people that they can talk to, take their mind off of it and what have you. What I was saying was really is the pressure over it within being the icon. But, you know, it's a funny fucking world we live in. And you know, it's a suppressive energy. This is why I always said that we live in hell. This is our hell. This is our thing. But we can't get it. We can't, you know, Michael always said, if you're not happy with something, change it. You haven't got to be where you are. You can change it. There's no excuses. Life is what you make it. And we've all heard that term. But obviously the talking part of it is important. The letting go anything that is negative to move forward. I find this with myself. I feel pain, I feel pain, I feel pain, I feel pain. And then suddenly there's a cut-off point for me. And the cut-off point is to forget about whatever that has happened over the period of time that you've gone through it. Just wipe it from your mind and just erase it from that part of your life. And I find that's my coping mechanism. It's just to cut off. Just don't even think about where you've been over that time period. And then focus on what's important, which is tomorrow. That's how I deal with it. But it takes me a little while to get there, if that makes sense, Owen. But then suddenly there's a cut-off point. It's like, no more. I'm not putting myself through that anymore. I'm not going to think about that situation, that person, or whatever. I completely just go. And that can sound either callous to some people, but it's a coping mechanism. You know, sometimes I might have to drop people in life, or drop energies, or change my routine, or change my area of living, or change whatever to get through it. And there's nothing wrong with that. And if people really understand you, they would understand that, if that makes sense. You know, sometimes we have to change. Sometimes we have to go, no, I'm not dealing with that anymore. I'm not having it that way. I can't do it like that, or whatever. And people, and this is the thing, people take that personally. You know, you may have had connections, friends, whatever, and suddenly you go, no, I've got to start anew.
Mm-hmm.
What people don't understand is that sometimes we have to do that for our own personal journey, our own mental health. You know, but your real people that know you will understand it. Does that make sense? So,
Yeah,
you know, it's not. I've done, you know, I've gone through situations where I've dropped people, and it's not because I don't care about them people. It's just that I felt that somewhere that didn't serve my purpose anymore, and it was dragging me down somewhere.
Yeah.
And I think that many people probably can relate to this. It's, you know, it's our own coping mechanism, and I don't take it as people disappear out of my life. I don't do that, because I believe that everything happens for a reason. And I think that, you know, I'm putting this message out there to people that go, well, I'm a bit pissed off with that person because I don't hear from that person anymore. They was a good friend or whatever. I will say to them people, don't take it personally. You know, we never know what's really going on in their mind. It may not have been personal to you that they've done this and they've cut away. I think that we you know, sometimes we rely on them people, but they're relying on where they need to be within themselves, and we have to understand that that's the case. And I thought I'd bring it up because I think that for me, you know, I know that I have done that over the years, and I didn't want to lose people, I didn't want to lose connections, but I think that sometimes people don't always serve you or serve the purpose where you are at that time, and you know that you've done your journey with them, if that makes sense. And that don't get me wrong, I don't look back and go, oh, I'm glad that person's gone out of my life, because I don't relish the fact that I've lost people along the way and connections along the way because I've separated from them. I reflect on the people that I have come away from in life with a really big heart, with a heart saying these were good people, you know. And even people that haven't served you in the right way, I always go, I remember the good times. I remember the times when things were good. I'm not going to hold on to the bad times. The bad times are only insignificant to situations. But I always look at people with the best heart that I can look at, you know. You may have an argument with that person at the time, or you may go through it a bit like exes and things, you know what I mean? You can go through them hard times, but you can go, is it worth it? Was it needed? Maybe there was a reason why we needed to separate or whatever.
As I said to you before, and I've said it a million times, I think I've always believed that you go through stuff because you're meant to, and
Absolutely.
And what you make of that and what you do with it
Totally
makes you different. Like that, past relationships with me, marriages, all that stuff and whatever. I don't think I would be me today if I hadn't gone through that stuff. If I hadn't gone through going through when I was younger, all that stuff.
It's like if I go back to the TV times, I had some amazing connections with some amazing people through the TV stuff in my own studio. But do I speak to any of them now? No. Do I have any connection with them now? No. I mean, that was fucking 18 years ago. No. But do I have fond memories? Yeah. I have some great memories. I may every now and then, one or two, times a year, speak to a couple of them, or they say hello or whatever. But do I have any real connection with them? No. But it was part of a journey. It's moved on. They're doing their thing. I'm doing my thing now. We can't take it personally because people don't stick with us. We just got to say that it is what it is. It was time of our life, of that part of our life journey, no different from relationships. Relationships are one of them ones where I believe relationships are finding your way, like we just said, finding your way through life, understanding and learning where we are within our own heart, our emotions. You know, people come in our life, they can be good relationships, they can be bad relationships. They're all the same because there's no difference between good and bad. We learn something from good and bad. You know, it's a balance at the end of the day. You know, but do I sit here and really hate my past of connections on as any level, friends, relationships that have gone wrong or whatever? No, I don't. I just know that it's made me more understandable about how we deal with situations going forward, and that's important.
And it's also about what's in front of you, and how you can. I mean, look,
absolutely. How we
45.
can change that.
I'm 45.
Before it happens.
I'm going to be 46 next year. You're 50. What at that time in life where you think maybe we're all old cunts, but you think to yourself, I've done a lot. I've done a lot in my life. I've done my thing. I've had my bit on TV, and I've done a lot of stuff. And I've had dreams that I wanted to come true, and I've got my singles out, my albums out.
Yeah,
that still sell. I've done all that stuff, and I've done a lot of shit things. I've done a lot of really good jobs. I've done a lot of things. Then I became ill. I still found my way through that and done what I had to do. Been through bad experiences, real bad experiences. But at the end of the day, I think to myself, well, I'm 45. I'm in a happy position, but the happiest I've ever been in my life. Although it's very challenging because of the stuff we've got to go through. But I think in the future, and I always say the same thing, as cheesy as it sounds, the past is in a fucking book, and the future hasn't been written, and it is there for you to do whatever you want to do with it.
Absolutely, man.
And no matter what happens, good or bad, you can write that path. And not everyone, I don't think, believes that. I think they just believe that they're always going to be in the same shithole, in the same circle, in the same fucking whatever. And you just said it a minute ago. You know, at some point you've got to think, you know, maybe I need to change. And I've been in that position, as you know.
Yeah.
More than anybody else would know, you know. And when you make that change, then you realise that there is something else out there, and it's about memories and all that. Do you know, it makes you think, even just sitting there now, it makes you think, you're kind of guilty sometimes that you're not making even more memories, you're not making even more. And it takes a conversation sometimes like this for you to be like, do you know, I'm going to fucking, you know, I'm going to do more. I'm going to try and do more. And even if you're doing enough already, that like the world is, no matter what anyone says, the world is whatever you fucking want it to be.
It's very easy when you're low to become lethargic. It's very easy. Depression and lowness can make you lose a day. And you know, like Michael said, life is what you make it. And sometimes you just have to keep striving and keep going. I admire a lot of people that put a lot of hard work and effort into getting to where they're in life. You know, I really admire that. It's not easy sometimes, and people create something from nothing. And I watch a lot of people on YouTube today do hours and hours of dedication to get to where they are, and I take my hat for that, because it's not easy to do a video then have to sit down and edit it all, and then put it out there to people, and then do that again constantly, a day out, because it is a full-time job. It is a job, because you are basically being employed by YouTube. That's what you're doing, and you know, I look at it, and everyone goes, oh, I'd love to start up a YouTube channel. I love to do that, and get millions of followers and that. It's not easy. There's YouTubers out there been doing it for 8-9 years solid, and longer than that, to get to where they are, what they've done. And the reason why I brought this topic up is it's about hard work and effort. You've got to put in the time. You've got to put that effort in. Sometimes we're lucky and get an instant coffee. I was one of them people, and this is my downfall, Owen, and I'm not frightened to admit it. I got thrusted straight into a big show. I'll give it an accolade all in 5 minutes. You know what I mean? So I suppose what I get is this feeling of expecting that should just be all going to be the. And I shouldn't think that way, because it's not. I was lucky, and it was lucky that I got that break. So I sort of rest on my laurels a lot, and I shouldn't rest on my laurels a lot. I need to put the hard work and effort back in again. And I know that I'm guilty of that. But I think that's where people fail in life. There's people out there that get 5 minutes of fame, and then suddenly they think that, the world's going to give them everything, and it doesn't happen that way. You've got to keep going. You can't expect that you're going to be doing that and then suddenly get all this accolade, and then suddenly you're going to get loads more. It doesn't
just come to you. It doesn't matter if, for example, if you go on X Factor and you win it, you're not. A lot of people sit there and watch that final show every single year, and they'll be like, that person's going to be a multi-million-pound recording artist or whatever. Yeah. And they're not. That people have got to go and do that work themselves.
Yeah.
They're gonna get the accolades for that. They're gonna get a number one more than likely for that. After that, it's when they've got to do the work. And that's not fucking easy.
Well, no, that's when the hard work starts. You come off.
It doesn't just come to you.
No. The hard work starts after you come off of that. And that's like how I saw Psychic TV. 5 years, brilliant. Loads of accolade, loads of energy. But then the hard work started once I come away. Lucky for me, there was a couple of other shows that wanted me, but they weren't on the same platform. I was lucky to go out to Hungary and be shown back to Ireland, but it was a struggle, because it wasn't what I wanted. It wasn't where I was, if that makes sense. It was still a big thing, but it wasn't on the same level as such. But it was still hard work. It was still, having to strive, because these platforms for TV were decimated. They just didn't exist anymore because of the rulings of TV and stuff, and people weren't watching them anymore. YouTube and stuff came in, and people started to watch psychics on the internet and things like that. It just killed it. And that's when you got to go, right, now you've got to work for yourself. This is what you do. You've got to continue that on without the bosses, without the producers, without the cameramen, without all the gallery staff. You've got to do this yourself, and if you don't, you're going to fall down in a big way within 5-6 years. And that's the thing. Everything is chip paper. You're only there when people see you. You're only big when people see you. And if you're not there, then you're forgotten. People forget people very easily. Do you understand what I mean?
Unless you put yourself there, you will be forgotten about, and the next person will take that place.
Exactly, because the next person is there dedicating that time and energy to put that energy there. And I've looked at that in my own work. As good as I am, and probably one of the best evidential mediums in the world. You could be the best of the best of the best, but if you're not out there, no one knows you're there.
But it even comes down to a normal working person job.
Yeah.
Like, as I said, I've done all the TV stuff and all that and whatever, but I've also run hotels, I ran several hotels at once, and I started in the kitchen washing pots. I started learning from the chef how to do stuff from there, and then I went into the restaurant and started learning in there, and then I went to housekeeping, learning there, and then I kept going up and up and up, getting supervisor jobs, manager jobs, whatever, bar manager job, until I was the area general manager, and I done a lot and I loved it. And then I had a couple of pubs down in Yorkshire and stuff like that, and I was doing that and working too much, and that's what done me in. That's what made me ill in the first place. I was working hundreds of hours a week. But the point I'm making is, if whether you've done massive things in your life, even in a normal job, can be a massive thing. But you've got to push yourself forward. When something comes up, an opportunity comes up, you've got to take that opportunity, because if you don't, somebody else will, and you miss out. Like, there's always something better than what you do.
Yeah. I mean, I'm only using the platform of the TV stuff as a platform for everybody to see you. But that's no different from any job. You know, any job. You know, I was a greenkeeper on a golf course, as you well know. I was a qualified greenkeeper on a golf course. This life took me up, took it over. But you know, if I had kept up the greenkeeping and then thought, oh well, you know, I'm not going to. Somebody else will come in and fucking take your position. You know, somebody will come in and go, right, well, I can do that job, blah 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 blah. Like any job, you know. You've got to remember your worth. You've got to remember who you are and your passion. I always say that you've got to do a job that you're passionate about, you know, because you'll soon lose the feeling of whatever you're doing just because it's paying the bills. You know, it's mad to, when I read for people, to pick up that they're doing a job that they really hate and they have a passion for something completely different that they want to do at school. Now, I always say, why do you not do that? Why are you stuck in this job that you hate? And they go, I don't know. And I've turned a lot of people around in jobs where people have actually gone and done what their passion was, because I've directed them and guided them to push them to do it, and they've done it, and now they're happy. You know, and a lot of it is helping other people. You know, I've actually, a bit like with James earlier on. You know, I said, you could do this job. I said this to a couple of people before, and they're doing this job and they're helping them. And they're not just helping them psychically, but they're helping them with like life coaching skills and things like that, you know? And they're absolutely fucking loving it, because they're actually getting something back from it themselves as well, you know? And I think that it's important that, I believe that a lot of people that go through mental health stuff should be out there doing it for other people, not the people that are born with a silver spoon in their mouth, that go and learn psychology and haven't got a clue of life on the same level. Do you know what I mean? I believe the best counsellors are the people that have gone through it.
Yep, 100%.
Because they're the ones that understand it. You understand what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But you'll get somebody in life that has got no issues with it. They've had a good upbringing and go, oh, I'm going to go and be a psychologist. They haven't got a fucking clue about how life is on a scale of suffering with, you know, mental situations in their life, mental health situations, stuff that's gone on in their life. And it's only the best people that know the job is the people that have gone through it. And I think that, you know, that's always been my big thing about certain things. I mean, my stepmother was a psychiatric nurse, and she always said to me that I shouldn't be doing the job that I do. because I'm not trained. I went, hold up a minute. Does it mean to say I've got to go and get a certificate and what have you to do the job that I do? No. Because I shouldn't be telling people stuff like that because you're giving them, you're hanging on to hope and all this lot. I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? You know?
I'll tell you a quick story, right? I had a friend that I grew up with that got into all sorts of trouble, same as I did, doing all the wrong things and
yeah,
all the fighting, all of the shit that you shouldn't be getting into that we got into.
Yeah.
And this guy ended up working at a school for children that had challenges and stuff like that, and whatever. And there was a job came up for a manager role in that position, and there was lots of people went for the job, and they had all been in university, they'd all had degrees, they all had this or whatever. And I said to him, I said, these kids are going through everything you've done in life.
Yeah.
And when you need to apply for the job, you need to go into that interview, and you need to tell them about your life and how you can help these kids. But it's exactly what you just said. If you've lived that life, there's nobody better that can do that job than somebody that has been in that fucking shoes themselves.
Yeah.
And that's a fact. No better people will tell you any different.
And I think that, you know, it's quite sad really when, I mean, I've heard of cases of counsellors and things that have been bloody useless, really, haven't helped nobody. And I think it's probably because they don't understand, you know, what people go through. They know through the job and go through it. But, you know, I've had people come to me and go, you're a better counsellor than my counsellor. That doesn't fucking surprise me at all. One, because obviously I can get the information from spirit about where that person's been, and the counsellor has to take weeks and months or years even to get to surfacing the energy of what that person's gone through. Because when you're going through counselling, we lock a lot of shit away. Do you understand what I mean? In our brain, we hide a lot of stuff in our brain, stuff that hasn't even surfaced of our own knowledge. But when you're working as a spiritual counsellor, you're able to open up sort of locked doors in the brain that will surface the energy of where things are going forward. And I think that that's a big thing. So when I have a stepmother that's a psychiatric nurse, or was a psychiatric nurse, that turns around and tells me that I shouldn't be doing the job that I do, it used to aggravate me, because at the end of the day, I know my worth when it comes to my work, and I know my worth when it comes to working with spirit with the job. And for me to have that put on me, because I had suffered a few, you know, personal journeys in my life, was fucking wrong. I mean, you know, at the end of the day, I believe that any psychiatric nurse or anybody in the medical field where it comes to, you know, working with mental health should understand that by degrading you again, they're doing their job wrong by saying them words. Because they're again knocking you down because they've got a certificate in their hand, because they work for the Priory Hospital. Do you understand what I mean? So, you know, are these people really qualified to do their job? No. I sit here and go, I think my stepmother's the biggest hypocrite in the world. I think that she hasn't got a bloody clue. But there you go. But then she was being paid thousands and thousands of pounds a year to help people. Then I go, maybe she wasn't fit for the job as a whole. But then, you know, I can't really say that as a whole because I don't know her full extent of her work. Apart from taking certain people horse riding or swimming. How that would change anything, I do not know. But, you know, I know that I should not have been questioned about what I do with my job, because people see what I do with my work today. And like you say, there's a lot of people out there that have gone through it that can do the jobs to help others. And I'm sure there's many people that are no different that are watching this that will understand that they could do this job. And like I said to James earlier on, he has a gift. He has an understanding, not only of the gift that he has been given, you know, from spirit that he's never used, that he also understands life within going through his own up and down periods in his life. So that helps him as well to understand when he's given the message, that he understands the message himself. And I think that's important that he knows that, you know, that he has something of a beautiful gift inside that he's never probably had the attribute to use. So that's why that message was given from spirit.
You know, I'm just going to quickly run through these comments just so people don't think we forgot about them.
Yeah.
Shelley, life's a very hard journey. James, spot on. The amount of days that I've lost due to depression, but will not hold me back. It will not defeat me.
Yeah.
Shelley says, same. Shelley says, I just want to live with what I have left, make memory, love hardest, and be the best I can be. And you know something, Shelley, genuinely, you and Sean are amazing. Like, genuinely amazing. You're both fucking crazy fuckers, but it works, and you're great together.
I don't know them as personally as a couple, other than doing these sessions of readings for them and whatever. But they seem like they're very, very happy. From what I picked up from the readings, they seem like a couple that's gone through a lot of shit, and now they're finding happiness within each other, and that's all that matters. That they found peace in their life, and that's all that matters, and that's what it's all about.
Sean messages me, and I message him and voice messages and stuff like that, and I just know what kind of guy he is. I know what he thinks about her. I know what she thinks about him, and it's amazing to see it. Like, and then further down, she says, I feel I waste most of my time, my life at work. That's fucking life. That's a hard one. But then she says, and when I'm not working, I'm physically and mentally drained, and then I don't stop at home being a mum. It's hard. And it fucking is hard. But you've got somebody there that will share the burden with you, that will do it with you. And then James says, I completely agree. People are more likely to listen to someone that's been there and got a t-shirt. And then Shelley says, I work with mental health and I understand them totally, as I've suffered it and still am. People that have never suffered don't know what people go through. And as we and James just said, we can all see it. Them two are made for each other, 100%. And before we start wrapping up, because I'm just checking the time.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot to learn, and a lot we don't understand. There's a lot that we've still got to understand, and I think it's one of the reasons why these shows will never end, and it'll just build and build. And as I said, there's other things in the pipeline and stuff like that, and whatever, to, you know, not just entertain, not just help, but bring something different. And you know, you see all these comments, and these people, they all stick by, they all stand by, and you would see it in my live lounge chat, and that it's always the same in there as well. And then there'll be messages after this, and then they'll be there on Saturday for the game show, and they all stick by and whatever. And it just makes you realise that, as I said earlier, you know, when we started this 8-9 years ago, it was all about the vaping. It was all about trying to make some money.
Yeah.
If it was all about making money, it would have closed a long time ago. And we stopped it for a year or so, a couple of years, due to my mum passing and all that stuff. Yeah. And I didn't have to earn it. But the second that I came back, the people that mattered were immediately on your side. Immediately. And that made me realise that I can't go without that.
No, exactly.
And if I can't, then these people can't.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's I think that's I feel like that's a lucky thing to have.
It is, mate. You know, like I said, why do people put why yourself put a platform out there for you to have this show? You didn't just do it for the people, you did it for yourself. And why not? Because we all need an outlet. But also we realised that we're opening up that out to other people and they're getting something back from it. And this is the reason why we do this. We do this. I mean, I put out shows myself. Do I do it for the people? Just no, I do it for me. I do it for me because I think it's important to do it for me because I've got an outlet. I can talk and rabbit on for Britain, as you well know, and it's a release. But if I'm giving other people comfort and joy within the energy of what I'm doing, and making people understand where they are within their own selves by connecting with spirit or whatever, and making them understand a bit more about life outside the box, all well. I want to, and we spoke about this earlier on, I want to build on that, and I want to take something with, you're doing this show. I'm planning to open up my own YouTube channel soon, and we'll collaborate with this show and vice versa. These are the things that we are hopefully planning for the very near future, and I want to be able to build the studio and make it right so it looks the part for the people. I want to make sure that people are getting the right energy of what they want from it. I want people to learn so much about the different ways of how the psychic works and the unknown, and we have platforms where we can talk about things to do with like we said, the UFO stuff, talk about palmistry, talk about a lot of different things, And I think it's going to be amazing because, I was always, I don't know if you remember years ago, there was a program. I know you might be too young. You might not be too young. There was a program called the Arthur C. Clarke Show. And it was all about the unknown, Bigfoot and stuff like that. That's what I was doing when I had the Universal show that I run on Facebook. That's what I wanted to do with the show there. It was almost like a magazine show. It was almost like, bringing up topics of the week, going through what's been talked about UFO sightings, stuff, people's beliefs, understanding about that. Also, obviously, talking about the paranormal and ghost investigation, and that's something else that we're going to introduce coming up forward later on with our stuff. And there's just so much that. He loves the unknown as much as what we talk about within our own personal journeys. That part of the show, the show's going to be mixed up. The night sessions are about our own selves and release stuff, and there's going to be stuff that I will introduce with my own show and introduce into your show about different topics on the unknown, because everybody loves the unknown. We all do. We all love what is it, that question mark. Do you understand what I mean? And these are different. I mean, I've got so many contacts, to this with different areas of my work that I'm going to hopefully be able to bring in and talk about their expertise of their field. May that be palmistry, tarot, numerology, all these different types of work that I do with the universe and astrology and so on, and healing and Reiki healing and all these things. So you guys out there that are watching can understand a little bit more the benefits of these certain areas of the work that these holistic and psychic people are doing. you know, I have some amazing people that know a lot about astrology and how astrology works, because, you know, for all us people out there, we go astrology. Oh, yeah. You know, but isn't that the same for everybody? You know, you've got 12 different zodiac signs, and we read in the newspaper for millions of people, is it going to be, you know, that one little bit about what's happening for a Scorpio or whatever? Is it going to be that everybody's the same in that month? No, that's not how astrology really is. Astrology is a lot more deeper than that, and once you learn more about astrology, you'll find it's an amazing thing. A bit like numerology with numbers, really. We all have a life path number. We're all born with a date, and that is a blueprint to you as well.
That
so
comment
astrology
is,
and numerology
Shelley,
can work
just quickly, that Shelley says, this show helps me so much. Thank you, Austin and Grant. It means a lot to us. We wouldn't be doing it.
But you also, Shelley, remember this, you also help people as well by your comments and knowing, understanding that you can go through the hard times and end up being in a happy place. So as much as that, think that you're watching, you're actually contributing to the energy of that. You followers out there like Shelley, like Sean, like James, like all the others, you know, you guys are contributing to others that are watching that may not be voicing their voice by
100%.
You know, you are part of that journey. And I've always said that when I was at Psychic TV, it was the people, the viewers watching, they were part of the family. It wasn't just Psychic TV in the studio that was a family. Everybody that was a fan of that show was part of Psychic TV, because it is a group, you know, community energy that comes together. And there was a lot of regulars that used to come in and text into the show that you just knew that who they were. I mean, I remember like they come under a pseudonym like Scorpio Girl or whatever, you know what I mean? But these were people that were regular followers of Psychic TV, and they, you know, you got to know them in certain sense without knowing them, if that makes sense. So, you know, you are important. Without you guys, you know, it can't exist with this show, if that makes sense. So you are part of that, and that's what it's all about. It's coming together, forming a following, a group that have loyal energy of supporters to Owen's work and the work that he does with this show, which is, you know, he puts a lot of time and effort and as you well know, and hours to, you know, even through the times where he's in agony and pain like he is right now, you know, to do this. So, well done, you guys, for being there as much for Owen as he is for you. I can't really add any more to that, but thank you guys for tuning into this. And even if you haven't commented today and you're just passing through YouTube, thank you for stopping by, because stopping by and just taking a small moment, even if you're watching only 10 minutes of this somewhere, you know, and you're just flicking through YouTube, thank you for being interested and just coming part of the night session show.
Maybe you'll take something from it.
Yeah.
Just all I ask you is, if you are watching it through YouTube again and you're on repeat or whatever, click the subscribe button and pop in next time we're live, and
and hit that little notification button for you know when it's live, and you can watch it as and when, and you'll get notified about it as well. So hit the little bell up in the corner.
But on that note, I'm gonna go out and take my medication, because I'll be up in a few hours with Harper, no doubt.
Totally understandable, my friend.
And no, it's been I've really enjoyed it tonight, actually.
Well, a few readings I've done tonight, it was quite interesting. The monkey thing blew my mind, and Twinkle Little Star, wow, that go down in history books, that one. I might even put that one in my book when I write it. Shelley's
just said, I absolutely love your sessions. I love having readings. It gives me comfort. Thank you.
Well, look, Shelley, I know you're working tonight. Don't work too hard, and God bless you. You're doing a great job. It's not easy when we're trying to look after others, and you know, it's an important job that you're doing. So your heart goes out to you, darling. Well done.
100%. 100%. But listen, guys, we will see you again soon. I'll see you on Saturday night for Saturday Night Takeout. The best game show on social media. Be there. Lots of prizes to win. It's already stuck it up already, so make sure you're there. And then Tuesday, I will be taking on Dan in the inaugural competition where I will kick his ass. And then we'll be doing Harper's Funds auctions. And then Wednesday night, I don't know what we're doing next Wednesday night. I don't know if Grant's about next Wednesday night or...
I will be about next Wednesday night, mate. What I'm going to push more out of my face, and we will probably try and get some followers of mine as well. So I'm going to push that heavily in the next week. Also, I am going to be doing some live on Instagram over the next couple of days as well. So if you are interested in coming over, then please follow me on Instagram. You'll find me, Grant Collier. You'll find me. Don't worry. But follow me on that, and you can come and watch me live doing some readings on that as well. And I'll probably do some on Facebook. I haven't done no live feeds on Facebook for a little while, so I'll probably do some on there as well. Been a while. Trouble is with Facebook, it's been really weird lately because it seems like no one can see me. I don't know what Facebook's going on with Facebook. It's really weird at the moment. It's almost
I think it's getting the consistency again.
Yeah, I think so. I just got to do it more. I've got loads of time to do it now.
Yeah.
So I'm going to fill my nights without sitting there moping about life. I'm going to get on and do more.
See, even we're learning tonight.
Yeah. All right, mate. I'm going to let you go. Good night to everybody. It's good night from me. It's good night from him. And if you don't know who I'm talking about, Michael over here sends his love to everybody. Love and light to you all. And I always leave this message with people. Remember, guys, you're never alone. Even if you're alone and you feel alone, Spirit's always out there. You can always talk to them. You may not be able to hear them come back, but at least you can talk to them and they are hearing you.
For sure.
On that note, I'm going to love you and leave you. Love and light to you all, guys. Have a great rest, Owen. And I'll send you some healing over, my friend. And I don't know if Kelly's about, but night, Kelly, if you are around. Night to everybody else out there that's watching. It's been an absolute pleasure. You've filled my heart with joy, and I'm not going to prattle on anymore. I'm going to disappear. Take care, my friend. I'm going to leave you and let you fish.
He just froze. Oh no, he's back. Oh, he's gone. He's gone. So, guys, huge love to all of you. I did read all your comments, and I appreciate them all. And we'll see you soon. So, take care, everyone. I'm gonna take some meds and try and get a bit of kip. But you all know what you mean as absolute world. So thanks again, and we will see you very soon. Until then, take care of each other and stay happy, stay smiley, and all the very best from us. See you later.